Happy Thursday morning, all. We are the Junks coming to you live on 106.7 The Fan, Team 980, 910 The Fan in Richmond. And you can watch us on the Monumental Sports Network. Celebrating 30 years of the Junkies, presented by Main Street Bank. Cheer local, bank local. Main Street Bank is a business-focused community bank proudly serving the DMV since 2004. Visit mstreetbank.com to learn how to put our team in your office. Main Street Bank, member FDIC, equal housing opportunity lender. I'm Cakes at Money Metal Cakes on your Twitter, joined by Jason Bishop.
What's up?
What's up, sir?
What's up, Cakesy? Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday. We got through our interminable NFL playoff fantasy draft at some point yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
We concluded that, so that's good. That's good news.
We got through it.
John Paul Flame is also here.
What's up, Cakes? I see you've got your Bullets lid on.
I do, yes. Big day in Bullets/Wizards land. We'll get into that throughout the show. Eric Bickle here, too.
I'm already just dreading staying after the show to record whatever that bit is that we have to do.
I mean, it should take 5 minutes. I don't think it's not that big of a deal.
Throwback Thursday, EB, celebrating 30 years. Throwback Thursday.
It'll take 5 minutes to do it. It'll take an hour to set it up and be ready. And
It'll be ready right after the show.
Yeah. You're ready, making a bit of a mountain out of a molehill.
But weren't you ready for him to complain?
Yeah, just think, 51 more weeks of it.
Yeah, this is just a tip of the iceberg.
I would like to try to maybe find a way to wedge it in between commercials.
Iceberg dead ahead.
But it's okay. Just saying. You want my honest opinion? I give you my honest opinion. Connor's dreading it, but it's okay.
Hey, don't you think you should give back to the listeners for 30 years of support?
Of course.
Yeah, this is like,
I mean, I don't know.
like giving back.
I don't look at it that way, but okay, sure.
For listeners that don't know.
It's no different than when we were doing the Commanders pregame, really.
Same exact thing.
Yeah.
How much did you look forward to that?
Well, I didn't mind it as long as we did it during the show. So I'm with you on that.
For listeners, though, that don't know, we're going to be putting out on the podcast feed an old school segment, but it's not just an old school segment. This is longer form. It's not just going to be like we did this for our 25th anniversary where Valdez would put, a 5-minute clip. This is going to be longer versions.
I think the clips are going to be really good. I mean, we were listening to some yesterday. They were hilarious. But
the first one is an hour-long show, basically, of one of your first drinking shows.
Ah, okay. That's some solid
just the one that
bonus
we
content.
did in April.
Yeah, you guys did a drinking show on April 20th, 2000.
I mean, why would we ever do it?
I don't know.
In
Alcoholism.
late April?
Alcoholism.
Sure, that could be the explanation.
We drank more than you
Now,
think.
remind me what time of the day our show was in 2000.
Nighttime.
Yeah, nighttime.
We're syndicated
See,
then.
that makes more sense. It makes more sense if you're going to do a boozing show. If you have a nighttime time slot.
Is that
the morning is the one that's the real real killer, especially as you get older.
Also,
Give me the date on that
we were
again.
30 years old.
Yeah.
April 20th? Isn't that usually
12th?
when they...
I think he said 12th.
Oh,
No,
okay.
20th.
Oh, 20th.
I feel like that's
That's what?
like don't they usually have like the lottery right around then? No, the lottery's after the NBA season.
the lottery. Yeah, you're
Well, you
getting
think
all
we were
mixed up.
drinking to celebrate the lottery?
Probably like same old Wizards grasping at hitting a lottery.
It was before the NFL draft.
Celebrating like
We were
Yeah,
probably,
NFL draft.
like
That's
Kwame
before
Brown
that.
getting.
I don't think. I think he just wanted to drink. I think he said, let's just do a drinking show.
Hey, you want to hear you droning on Crick a little bit?
I'd love
Jason?
to hear a tidbit.
Was he there or was just?
No, just calling in.
Oh,
Too
good.
much.
Hey, Cricket, you know what I'm thinking about doing?
What's that?
I'm thinking about, like, when I take the limo back home, I'm going to drive over to your house in Crofton and get in your house and in your mom's head.
Hey, why don't you, when you get done, why don't you take a taxi?
I don't even know what that was all about.
I mean,
I just found it funny.
talk about
It is funny, but I just don't know why I said that.
Man, hearing that voice, it does it to me every
Crick,
time.
man, he was a great kid, man. I love
Yeah.
that dude.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so it'll be great
It'll
clips.
bring back some memories.
It'll be great clips. I'm all about it. It's just the shenanigans after the show.
I mean, think about play that again real quick.
2026 is the year of Junkies nostalgia, especially for the Super P1s, the people that have been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
I believe now that he's been married with kids
Right.
and stuff, he really doesn't party too much.
Hey, Cricket, you know what I'm thinking about doing?
What's that?
I'm thinking about, like, when I take the limo back home, I'm going to drive over to your house in Crofton and get in your house and in your mom's head.
Hey,
Slow jello back.
don't you take
Why would I say that?
I mean,
Is that the drinking show?
Yeah. You're all drunk.
So you're drunk.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that explains it.
Yeah. I know, but I mean, why would I say that?
Because you're
so
hammered.
dumb.
Because you're crude.
I don't remember.
I used to be.
I mean,
I used to be.
I don't remember half of the things I said during the drinking show just a month ago or however 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
However long ago that was.
I have
You
virtually
dropped
no
like
memory
you
of
dropped
it.
like 5 F-bombs.
I'm sure I did. But that's what happens when you start drinking at 6:05
They had to
in the
dump
morning.
you so many times.
It's fine. That's the risk.
You don't
run.
remember us going to commercial early because you dropped an F-bomb?
No.
Mm.
I mean, that's kind of the level I was at.
They almost canceled the show because of that.
You know what? That would have been fine.
Here, you want to?
I'm just kidding.
Hey, you want to hear? You got JP and Eric doing the name game drunk.
Okay. Yes.
Johnny Jones. Oh, I don't know who that is, but it's money.
Who's Johnny Jones?
He's like a football player.
Who? Who's Johnny Jones?
What team?
Go to NFL.com.
Oh my God!
You
Tell
want
me
a
what team
challenge?
He's in a league?
You want a challenge?
Yeah.
If I get it wrong, I'll drink the whole beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that is
Who's
money.
Johnny Jones? Who's he play for? What position?
He doesn't know.
I think he's a running back in the NFL at some point.
He actually used to be a guy. Now, are you saying current? I don't know
Johnny,
if he's
I remember
current.
Johnny Lamb
There
Jones.
used to be a Johnny Lamb Jones.
I just know there's a Johnny Jones. Used to be a
Right
running
now,
back.
no. Currently, there's no chance. I'll bet you my hog there's no Johnny Jones.
You're all-
You can have my hog, and I know you're envious of it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That is funny.
Those were
Are you
the
sure
days.
you could even play that? I mean, I don't even know. All right. Okay.
That's
good.
acceptable.
Yeah,
All
you're
right.
betting a pig, a hog.
All right. Okay.
Those were the days.
Thank you. Yep. So
So-
look forward to that. That's like kind of like must listen to. I think as Valdez said to me during the break yesterday, it's wild what we were doing back in the day.
Oh yeah. Heavy
It's
editing.
wild.
Heavy editing in some of these clips.
And that was while we were nationally syndicated.
right.
Yeah.
Well, someone
Wow.
liked it. We're
Wow.
still around.
No, I think you should like it. I think
Yeah.
it's very good.
My favorite nationally syndicated show was the one that we did during the Monday Night Football game when the Commanders were playing, then the Redskins.
Right.
So it wasn't heard locally because we had the rights. And then we found out that Westwood One carried Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
So we were broadcasting to 0 radio
I
stations.
think I remember who they were playing. I think they were playing the Titans that night, if my memory serves correct.
Yeah, we had to go to Crystal City to a different studio.
Yeah, we were broadcasting from literally like a janitor's closet.
and about an
with the-
hour in, we were like, how come we're taking no phone calls? We keep throwing out the number.
Right.
The-
And we realized we weren't on one radio station.
These clips are basically have been entombed for
That's
for
a great word for them.
for a long time, and they're on reel to reels and they're being digitized.
Yeah.
And like these aren't just clips from HFS or within the last decade. These are when you say old school, these are the
Yeah.
definition of old school.
This is when the Junkies were in our 20s.
Yeah.
I mean,
For the most
they're
part.
coming.
I
off
was
of-
still 29 when that clip happened.
Just think about the technology that he's talking about. These clips are coming off reel-to-reel tapes.
Yeah, like a projector.
They're legitimately. This technology has not been in
I
use
might
for how
be
many
I
years?
might be one of the only working producers in the country in radio
Right.
that knows how to operate
Right.
a reel-to-reel machine.
You have a very specific set of
I have
skills.
I have a very
Radio
specific
insider.
set of skills.
Yes, you do.
I told you
I'm
that the
Liam
other
Neeson.
day.
You are.
Oh, he's Neeson.
All
Getting those clips together.
right, let's
So-
go real quick. Let's go to Don.
It is an open
Columbia.
line Thursday. 800-636-1067 is the number.
Don, what's up?
Hey guys, thanks. Yeah, so I told you guys there were 2 clips from like 98 or 99 that I remember that I thought would be great to play. The first was Cakes would watch his infant son during the day when Amy was teaching, and he knew that Stu Staley would visit shortly after a bottle, and he asked if it was okay to save diapers to dangle his son over the toilet or over the deck.
I don't remember that at
saving
all.
some money.
You know what? That's a great
Yeah, it's
money,
a great
money
idea.
saving.
Great idea.
That's a great life
Stood
hack.
out. That stood out.
He
And then
was
the sec-
regular.
All I was is a genius.
Hey, he remembers that 30 years later.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember it, but I'm glad he remembers it.
Are you looking forward to the Throwback Thursday?
Yeah, I am. Because then the other one I told Valdez about was the one time Lurch went to a housewarming party straight for a round of golf. he wore his golf spikes and damaged the friend's brand new hardwood floors.
You're kidding.
I apologize and blame the friend for not having area rugs.
Wasn't it Tommy's?
Hold on, I do not believe that.
Wasn't it Tommy's?
I do believe
hey,
it.
Valdez, this guy could give you a
wore
run
golf
and show
spikes
historian.
in someone's house?
I do remember
I don't
that.
even believe that.
But I
don't
thought
even believe that.
The other thing that stood out is what he did to the sink, in the bathroom sink.
Oh, well, that's his
that's
go-to.
standard.
When he had
used to do that in his
testosterone.
home sink. You didn't do that in your friend's sink.
I don't think so.
He did. I kind of recall he claimed he did.
Maybe
Maybe I did.
maybe just went to the bathroom.
Everybody needs strange now and then.
I can't believe he wore his FootJoys.
I can't. I
Well,
can't
it's so
believe
old
it.
that he's wearing spikes. But
Yeah.
last
Yeah, yeah,
predated
yeah.
They had-
soft
all right,
spikes.
wait,
That
I
is
was going to
the
say
height
they had
of
to,
I don't care
Hold
about
on.
you.
I was just trying to think about who that was. What I thought it was Tommy's house, but maybe not.
Hold on. Could you give it the setup? What do you think the setup was again?
The setup was there was some housewarming party. A friend had a like a housewarming party or a party at his new home,
Yeah,
and Lurch went straight for a round of golf
yeah.
and didn't change his shoes. He was walking around the party. All of a sudden, people were like, "Why are these little holes on the floor?" I don't know. And then it was like maybe later they realized it was his golf spikes.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
love
hey,
that.
how did you drive? How did you drive with your golf spikes?
No
on?
idea. No idea.
I don't know. It's just,
I
think
do
it's
vaguely remember that, and I just can't remember whose house it
Valdez,
was.
you have more
I'm
homework
sure they
now.
don't live there now.
Yeah, right.
Appreciate the
They
call.
probably couldn't sell a house though.
All right, guys. No, thanks for taking the call. I appreciate it, and I do like when you guys play the old school clips because I listened to the night show, probably the weeknight show, so it's always great, and the fans do love it too. Thanks.
Hey, thank you, buddy. Really
Thanks, man.
appreciate it, man.
Really good call.
97 through 2002 when we were on at night.
I mean, I have to admit, I did listen to some of it yesterday. And I just shake my head. And I go, I can't believe it. They're wild.
Yeah.
Completely
you listen to those
wild,
clips,
like
you're like-
wild animals.
Like, we've been employed in the same town for 4 decades.
yeah,
How did that happen?
yeah, it's unbelievable. Well, no, you listen to the clips. It's great radio.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not great radio. It's great radio. It's just wild. It's like
Different
it's like-
time.
like zoo animals.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? Like not like morning zoo, but like just animals.
Like
Animals.
people with
You have
no
a little more.
culture.
You have a
just
little more
thrown in front of them.
decorum.
Yeah, I mean, but at some point, but I think the reason why, honestly, the secret to our success is we have been able to adapt to the times, whereas other shows that were equally as wild weren't able to. And we've been able to navigate it. But when you look back at it, my God, we were wild.
It's a bunch of primitives speaking into mics.
Wild.
All right,
That'll be fun to listen to though.
When we come back, we're going to get into the big news of yesterday. Trae Young is coming to D.C. from the Atlanta Hawks. Big trade for the Washington Wizards. We will get into that when we come back here on the Junkies. So the big news in D.C. yesterday broke last evening. Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks coming to the Washington Wizards. I'm just going to read the headline from CBSSports.com. Hawks send all-star guard to Wizards in first blockbuster of NBA season. So Trae Young coming to D.C. in exchange for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert.
Not a fan, Cakes. Not a fan. I said it yesterday. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm a Bub guy. I think Bub has potential as a starting point guard. I feel like this will get in the way of his development. That said, could be wrong. Trae Young has been a fantastic scorer in the league. He led the league in assists. Last year, he was part of a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals. I know that was years ago with Atlanta. So maybe he's a piece for the future. I don't necessarily see it. He doesn't feel like a winning player to me. Doesn't feel like it's part of the plan, but they are swerving.
It's not really part of the plan, but they saw an opportunity to add an all-star caliber player to their roster without parting with any draft picks in the future, and he can provide something that this team sorely lacks, is scoring punch, is offense, and he can bring that. Now, he's a terrible defender. Everybody knows that. Everybody in the league knows that. You're going to be able to take advantage of Trae Young defensively, but the Wizards don't care about that.
They've got defensive players.
But C.J. McCollum was scoring.
No,
That's
I don't think – is he going to be a distributor and help the young guys get more shots, or is he going to be ball dominant and take shots?
I mean, he's averaging
Both.
9 assists per game.
He's going to do both.
I don't know if you want the second part.
Well, he is one of the most ball dominant guys in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's out of favor, but he does pass the ball, and so I think they're thinking. And unfunny Ben again, I would defer to him, but from all of the analysts I saw, they say he will help develop the young players. It's a freebie for the Wizards in a sense that they gave up nothing.
There's no risk.
They gave up nothing. There's no risk. And if he balls out and it works, they can talk about a deal at some point. And if it doesn't, they move on.
And the Wizards
Wait a second. It could backfire. Let's say he's good enough that he actually helps them win more games.
Yeah, then they lose their draft pick.
I mean, they've already been moving up.
That's fine.
They've won, I think, 9 of their last 19 games. I think they're 9 and 10 in their last 19.
Anyway, when they might get the 10th pick instead of the 8th. I mean, who cares?
Okay, but your top 8 picks it's protected.
Understand.
They could lose it.
They can always
No, they won't get the 10th pick. They won't get their first round pick goes to the Knicks.
Right.
They would lose the
They would
pick.
lose the first round pick.
Then they'll sit him.
Yeah, if it gets close.
Well, that's the other thing.
End,
That's the other thing.
Then
You might.
the shenanigans begin.
I think they're going to play him.
They may not play him because I think they're 3.5 games back of the Mavs for that 9th pick. They may sit him so they don't risk winning too many games.
But they will play him some because they want to see what he can do. But if it gets close, then they may sit him.
I'm surprised there was no draft capital in this deal.
So
and look, I like that from Will Dawkins and company that they're not parting with any sort of draft capital to acquire Trae Young.
No, I thought they would acquire draft capital with it.
Oh,
I thought the Hawks.
I thought you
the
meant
Hawks
they
want to
didn't
get
send
rid
any.
of. I mean, the Hawks aren't. I mean,
Well, they just wanted to get rid of Trae Young.
They did. They want to make it Jalen Johnson's team,
Right.
Which it is now.
So we're seeing them develop these young players, right? Trae Johnson has flashes, seems almost every game. All right, he could be your starting 2 guard of the future. You like Bilal. To me, he's a defensive player. That's fine. Maybe you want him as a defensive player. You got Bilal. You got Sarr. You know, you like Keyshawn George. Again, I'm going to go back to Bub. I like Bub. His 3-point percentage is up to 42.5% this year. We went to, I don't know if you were at that game. We went to a game, it was like a station event game where he scored over 30 last year. I think it's going to eat into the minutes of some of these guys.
Listen to this.
Trae Young will be the best player on this team offensively, by far.
Right. Have you ever heard Brad Botkin on some radio shows talking NBA? He's really good. He writes for CBS Sports. This is what he says about this deal. He says, hold on. Trae has wound up a triple whammy offender. He's a ball-dominant point guard who doesn't shoot threes or play a lick of defense, and he's small. The fact of the matter is, if you're going to be a small point guard in today's game, considering the price points involved, teams would rather have Colin Gillespie or Davion Mitchell than Young. He says, Young has the floater and at one point was becoming a pretty lethal mid-range guy, and he's always going to be a terrific passer, but shooting isn't one of those bottom-line abilities for a modern point guard. He talks about how his shooting has gone down.
It's gotten worse.
It's gotten worse.
Right.
He's not the shooter he was 4 or 5 years ago.
His
It's weird
percentage
with
has
the
gone down, but
three-point percentage.
He's still a 3-point shooter, though. That's crazy to say he's not a 3-point shooter.
Yeah, but his
no,
percentage.
no,
That's
but
all
his-
he shoots.
No, my point is his percentage has gone down.
Right.
Yeah.
That's about half his shots.
Let's also listen to what Bill Simmons from The Ringer had to say about the deal
And his co-host is on here,
yesterday.
too.
Do you like the idea of Washington buying low on Trae Young for this year and probably next year because I don't see him opting out of his deal?
I do. I actually think there's some
Okay.
bright spots in Washington with George and Sarr. If they can keep those guys and get Trae Young, I mean, what else do they have to look forward to? They have a terrible net rating. They have trouble selling tickets. I think you got to look at them as one of the more attractive potential suitors for Trae Young. So I think it actually kind of makes sense, Bill.
It's weird because on the one hand, he's a distressed asset. It's like getting a distressed asset. On the other hand, I'm not sure he's an asset because this league is so good. Everybody's so good offensively now. We have multiple teams in the 120s.
Yeah.
So it's not like being a good offensive player is as much of his advantage as it used to be. It's a league where Denny Avdia is averaging 25, 7, and 7, you know? So when you throw in his defensive deficiencies and the fact that nobody seems to like playing with him, I don't really know what you're getting. But if I'm Washington and I have this goofy team of basically shooting guards that bring the ball up, maybe.
I personally don't love the trade.
To me,
Could be wrong. Do you like the trade?
I like it. I like it in this sense. For the first time in maybe 40 years as a Wizards fan, it's the first time I can recall a really good player wanting to come to the Wizards. I think that is a potential sea change type of move for the franchise because they're for
Yeah, but
years,
why did he want to
no,
come to the Wizards?
I don't
Think about
care.
that.
I don't care. I don't care why he wanted to come to the Wizards.
He just wanted to get out of Atlanta.
He wanted to come to the Wizards. And that alone, to me is a big thing. Because for years, this has been just a wasteland. Nobody wanted to come here. Kevin Durant turned his nose up at the Wizards, along with countless other players. Like, free agents didn't want to come here.
But it's not a wanted player.
Trae Young, who cares? Trae Young wanted to come to the Wizards, which gives me belief that down the line, other players may want to come to this because they like the way that Will Dawkins is building.
I don't
the
think
team
that's why
and
he wants to
building the
come here. I
roster.
think he wanted to come here. Number one, he didn't have many choices.
Yeah.
And number two, he can get his numbers here.
That's fine. I don't care what
It's-
the reason
it's-
is.
I think
Trae Young wanted to come to the Wizards.
he's
That's
better.
never happened before.
No, I don't
How
think
do we
that's,
know that?
that's not true at all.
How do we know that?
That's not
Just
true at
because
all.
he said it? I mean, who knows?
Hey, maybe I'm just.
He wants to go
maybe
anywhere.
I'm buying his agent's propaganda.
Right, because nobody else wanted him. And Atlanta,
Right.
he knew Atlanta
That's-
didn't want him.
that's
So,
fine.
of course, he's going to say, I want to go to the Wizards. But hold on. He wants to go wherever he's going to get a long-term deal.
Well, I don't know that Will Dawkins is ready to give him a long-term deal.
I know. So let's just say he opts out of his player option.
Look, this is Will Dawkins.
If someone else is going to give him 3 or 4 years for $180 million, that's where he wants to go.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He doesn't want to just come here because he
can go
thinks
there. Because
it's the future for
They
him.
gave up nothing to get him. They gave up
No, I
an
agree.
expiring contract and Corey Kispert.
I agree.
They literally gave up nothing to roll the dice on Trae Young.
Yeah.
And
I just don't put stock in him saying I wanted to come to the Wizards.
I put some stock in it.
I put almost no stock.
I would because he didn't have any options.
And
Nobody around the league really wanted
Okay,
him.
but what else is he going to say?
Other teams interested.
He's not going to say
but
that. I want to go to the Wizards. I want to go to the Kings.
He's a better version of Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
And Jordan Poole kind of wanted to be here. Remember, he nixed the deal initially. Why? Because he could put up numbers. Because if you're Trae Young here, if you ultimately want to go to a better team, play well for the Wizards. And what I'll say, I'll give him credit. I'm saying he's a losing player. He averaged 11.6 assists last season.
Yeah.
Just last season.
Yeah.
Led the NBA in assists.
I know. I
So
told you that.
he may fit in fine. I'm not a huge fan. Maybe I'm too high on Bub. Maybe Bub will be a bum. I don't know. I'm curious to see. I would play Bub a lot more, and see what you got there.
I think Bubba's
They have a
fine. but
I
he's-
like the deal
he's never going
because
to develop into a player like Trae Young. Like on that, he's not going to be a
I'm
full-time
arguing with
all-star.
Cakes.
Probably not,
like
but I
don't
think he'll
like the
develop
deal,
more than
but
your
I
guy
actually
Bilal.
like the deal because I trust Will Dawkins.
Right.
Right.
And I trust what their
I
plan
think what they're
is.
thinking is they got a 27-year-old four-time All-Star who is like damn near led the league in scoring and assists. That's
Right.
like very rarely ever happened. Who obviously the league is frowning on his style of play, but maybe he could come in there and be a little subservient to the younger players because he's playing for a deal. He wants to get a new deal, and if he could set up the other guys, they might have something.
Well, plus they have,
if not, get rid of them.
This Wizards team, they have no real money on the books. So, like the Hawks, they couldn't wait to get rid of him because they didn't want to pay him the $49 million player option next year. The Wizards, they fit that in easily. Like the only guy they have on the roster long term past this season is Champagne, and he makes no money. He makes like an NBA.
No, they got like $90 million
minimum.
in cap space.
Yeah, so they have a ton of money. So they're like, okay, we'll kick the tires on Trae Young and see if it works. If it doesn't work, we move on to the next.
But
if
Will Dawkins, he covets draft picks, and he's been acquiring all these draft picks.
Right.
There's no way he wants to lose out on the top 8 pick.
They're not going to lose out on that pick.
Okay, mathematically it doesn't look like it.
Right.
But if Trae Young starts to play immediately and he starts to ball out, how do you know? They're only 3.5 games back of the Mavericks for that 9th spot. Maybe they get better. Benj, what's the
They've been better.
That's what I mean. What's their record in the last 15?
I think they're 9-10 in their last 19.
All right, so they're 9-10 in the last 19. You're playing 500 ball in the last month and a half.
Right.
And now you're adding Trae Young.
Concerning.
Now you're adding Trae Young?
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's not going to play, unless you're going to sit him. That is concerning.
There's a precedent, though, that was set last year by Toronto. They acquired Brandon Ingram in February, who had a sprained ankle in December. He did not play the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That'd be the world's worst sprained ankle, or they just
I'd be
were
surprised
tanking.
if they don't play him a little bit.
The Athletic already reported they're going to take his time for him to get fully healthy.
Yeah, but I think they're going to play him at some point because I think they want to see
It could happen.
if he can help the young guys.
The team's playing better. Look, they started off 1-15, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
correct.
9-10 since then. Look, it could work. I would bet this, and I'm willing to put this in the bet book for $20 because it'll be a long-term bet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll be on the team in 2 years.
Well, I would never place that bet for
yeah.
$20.
I think
That's probably
I'll place it for-
people would
I'll place
say-
it for
That's probably a good bet.
$2.
I mean,
Say maybe there's a 20% chance.
Yeah.
Like if he could be a little bit subservient and he can really say, okay, I'm gonna really focus on helping develop these young guys for you because I want a big deal.
Well, here would be
It's
my
like
question.
20%
Cake
chance.
seems to like this deal. Why do you like the deal if you don't believe he's going to be on the team in 2 years?
Because
So you just want like some.
he can be
some,
a steadying force for the young guys, and he provides offense. Something this team they're sorely lacking.
Okay, but how do you know he's going to be a steadying force for the young guys?
I don't know that. I think he could be.
Did you hear Bill Simmons say
I don't
that?
know that. I don't know that
the
he's
players,
know- I
did
don't
you
know
hear Bill
how-
Simmons say players don't like playing with him?
No, it's.
I don't know how he's good with
understand
the young guys yet.
his-
Maybe he'll change his ways. but-
I can answer this for you, Cakes. Because I have the same Siceness feeling.
Right.
It's because he has cachet. Like
he'll put people in the seats.
It's a sugar high.
Yeah.
Well, me and Cakes are snorting it.
So
up
you want a
right
sugar
now.
high?
We're taking it, man.
You want a sugar high?
Put it in my vein. This is like it's Trae Young.
Yeah.
And it just means like I don't know, like the rebuild has gone to a threshold now. It's almost like they've reached a checkpoint in this whole process of rebuilding. The fact that you're able to acquire an asset like Trae Young.
Hey, Valdez, we woke up with a case of bullets fever this morning.
But it doesn't.
A slight
Here's what makes no sense to me. If you don't believe and you're not willing to bet that he's going to be part of the team in 2 years, then he's not really part of the rebuild.
Right.
And you were supposedly all in on the rebuild, but now all of a sudden you want the Band-Aid that's going to give you the scoring.
you
were a tanker,
I'm still in
and
on the
now you don't
rebuild.
mind a guy who's going to just give you more points.
This
This feels
doesn't-
like Bradley Beal.
This doesn't really affect the rebuild. No, it's not Bradley Beal because Bradley Beal had
It does affect
he
the
had
rebuild.
a poisonous, onerous contract.
It does affect the rebuild if he
Young does
plays. If he plays, he's going to take minutes.
Yeah,
That's
but
fine.
we don't know
I'm
what
fine
the
with him
plan
taking
is.
Bub- I'm
They've
fine
already-
with him taking Bub Carrington's minutes.
They like
personally.
Bub, but they don't like him like you.
Yeah.
Like you
I'm
have
fine
Bub
with
on
that.
a
You got-
pedestal.
You're Chubb for Bub.
Yeah.
We're just Bub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
no,
think Bub's
look,
good. But they've already decided Bub's not the player that you think he is.
I don't know that he is. I think he
you're
has
hoping.
the potential. Look, I'm higher on Bub than Bilal, but Bilal plays defense. Give him that.
Yeah, he shuts down the other team's best defensive player. That's his assignment.
Well, he doesn't shut him down. Take a look at the metrics.
Okay, well, I'm going to blame it more on the other players than Bub, but
Yeah.
he's a defensive stopper. That's kind
I
of
just
why.
kind of have to trust Will Dawkins. I trust him.
In Will we trust.
Don't know what the future is for Trae here. I would probably lean towards JP that he wouldn't be here long term. How good is he going to be with the young players? We don't know. We have no idea. His reputation in Atlanta wasn't that he was great with the young players.
Right.
It's the reason they wanted to get rid of him.
Maybe he's maturing. Maybe he realizes he needs
Well,
to take these
he also-
youngsters under his wing.
But he also wants a longer term deal. He doesn't want to have to
Understood.
opt into $49 million.
Did you check in with your source?
He's on a different time clock than me, but I've talked to him briefly about it.
Good to have sources, well-placed sources.
Is he a Trey guy?
No, he
or-
likes Trey. But he told me he's just okay with the young guys.
Because he probably cares about himself. Yeah.
Right, he's like
But
trying
again,
to get his.
but again, let's see how long it takes for Keefe and Will Dawkins
But
to play him.
if they sit him down and they go, listen, you see, there's not a lot. If you want a chance at any kind of big deal, you're gonna have to be a little subservient. You have to change your game a little bit.
Yeah,
Let's see if he has a brain. Maybe he will.
Yeah.
But,
So we'll
but
see.
listen, I mean, if you told me they'd acquired LaMelo Ball, I'd have a similar reaction. Like, you know what I mean? They're similar type players.
They're similar.
I mean, look, to his credit, the guy's led the league in assists. And he's been a guy who's led a team to the Eastern Conference Finals. He was the leading scorer on that team. He's been a guy who's averaged almost 30 points a game at one point in his career. It's come down the last couple of seasons.
I'm not going to claim that I'm some NBA expert. I'm not. Certainly not at this age. But I did watch a guy, an NBA guy, and he made the distinction between a pass to assist guy versus a guy that's going to pass to initiate the offense and really try to get things going. That he's more about just holding on for that flashy assist than necessarily moving the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's a high usage guy. But there are a lot of the great players are high usage guys. James Harden, Luka Doncic, LeBron James. Those are traditionally high usage guys. It means they're dribbling the ball a lot.
For sure. But where instead maybe he should be moving it and being more of a part of the offense than either shooting or waiting for the flashy assist, which is kind of all about you in both instances, which is kind of like what Trae Young is.
By the way, to my guy Bub, he might be a two guard now.
He's pretty versatile.
And he's been kind of a combo guard anyway.
Sure.
Which eats into the minutes of Trey Johnson. That's all I'm saying is you're going to eat into minutes of some of the guys that you want to see.
What's interesting is from your perspective, I know you're always looking, you always think they need stars. Love him or hate him, he's a star.
Yeah.
He's been a star.
Okay, this year maybe they had some injuries and stuff, but he's been a star, 4-time All-Star.
Yeah. That's true.
I know a guy based in Atlanta that said he's one of the top 7 all-time Hawks players in the history
I
of
would
the
agree.
Hawks.
I would agree with that too.
Yeah.
That just
At such a young
there
age.
haven't been great Hawks
the
players.
Hawks had 7 great players.
Yeah. They mentioned Dominique.
Dominique.
and
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Kevin
Pete I
Willis.
didn't even know Pete Maravich played
Kevin
for the
Willis, right?
Hawks.
Doc Rivers,
Yeah.
Well, they didn't mention those guys, but anyway.
Al Horford.
Yeah, that list is kind of might not be the
Well,
greatest.
I mean,
list.
anytime you're averaging 30 a game, for a few years, you're probably going to be one of the greatest Hawks.
I just don't know if it fits into the rebuild. You can
That's
chime in.
true. We don't know that.
1-800-636-1067. I put this up as the poll of the day, sponsored by Surfside. Use the code JUNKS at store.statesidevodka.com. You get 25% off. Select merch, tees, hats, hoodies, and more. Use the code JUNKS at store.statesidevodka.com. Vote at Junks Radio. It's right around 50-50. Do you like the trade for Trae Young? The Wizards, in the midst of this rebuild, in the midst of tanking, have traded for a 4-time NBA All-Star. Do you like it?
I like it. I'm a big fan of the trade. I'm a big Trae Young guy. I probably won't get a jersey because it might be
Cakes?
It might not last very long.
This is what I think.
Well, I'm the emperor in Gladiator. I give it the thumbs up. All right, 800-636-1067 if you want to weigh in on the Trae Young deal. We will definitely get back into that later in the 7 o'clock hour. And at 7:20, Brian Baldinger, Odyssey NFL Insider, he will join the show. Baldy will join us at 7:20, as he does every week during the NFL season.
I mean, it's kind of crazy that, obviously here in Washington, there's a reason not to talk about the games this week. We haven't talked about the games at all. The playoffs start Saturday, and obviously everything that's happening with the coordinators in Kingsbury, that's a bigger story here, but we haven't talked about the games.
Well, what about tonight's game?
I know. Well,
Got a huge college football game tonight.
Nobody cares about college football in this building or in this city. So I'm not surprised.
It's hard to argue.
That's right.
It's hard to
But I'm
argue
just
that
talking about
point.
the NFL since we're having Baldy on, that we just haven't talked about the game. So I'm sure he'll have a lot of opinions on the Commander stuff. But man, the game starts
I
Saturday.
think if the Commander stuff hadn't happened, we would be talking more about the games.
Yeah.
Super wild card weekend.
So-
And it bleeds all the way up till Monday.
Yep. So Baldy at 7:20, and we'll talk to Brandon Duhame, Dewey from the Caps at 8:45. They dropped their game last night to the Dallas Stars 4-1. So we will talk to Baldy, not Baldy, Dewey at 8:45. Have to get the guests correct.
Yeah.
800-636-1067.
Wanna bang out a few of
in.
these?
Sure. People
All
want to
right.
weigh in on the Trae Young to the Wizards deal.
It's kind of cool that the Wizards are kind of like the top of the NBA news cycle, and
well,
not
they're
at
up
least
there.
for a day or two. Sure. Why
yeah,
not?
it's kind of cool. And
Right.
I know you guys saw the meme, and Jason was kind of alluding to it because he didn't believe it, but that Young was the first player in history ever request to be traded to the Wizards.
Right.
Which is
I know. It's
a funny
it's-
bit, but there
it's a
might
gr-
be a lot of truth to it.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my point in the last segment.
Yeah. Let's go to Steve.
This place has not been a popular destination for
Okay,
NBA
but if he was
players.
traded to the Sacramento Kings, he would have said, I wanted to be traded to the Sacramento Kings.
Possibly.
Okay,
but you know what?
but
He
before,
didn't
you
get
know,
traded to the Kings.
I
But
know.
Jason, it did come out before.
Okay, but he's talking to his agent. If that's the only team that's really interested in you, that's what you're going to say.
Or you just say no.
I saw
don't
at
know.
least-
Did he have a trade? Could he block trade? I don't know what the deal
That
was.
I don't know, but I saw at least two or three other teams mentioned in wanting to acquire Trae Young.
Yeah, the Wizards were the winners in the
Heat
Trae
were
Young
one.
sweepstakes.
I
Yeah,
think
they
the
were.
Bucks were another team. Like, it wasn't just the Wizards.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we just
He
don't.
saw the Wizards, said, you know what? That's the bell of the ball right there.
They,
I got to go to
there weren't
DC.
teams lined up at the door to get
I'll
him.
say this: it seems like people around here, and I think Steve, I'll give you a shot here in a sec. But the national reports that I saw,
Yeah.
were very pro Wizards.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, most of the
Very
grade,
pro
like
Wizards.
they grade these trades, like 2 hours after they happen. Most of the grades I've seen for this trade for the
Bs.
Wizard size, B's or like a B minus.
Yeah, like they have nothing to lose.
not like A pluses, but
The only thing you have
I'll
to-
take a B or B minus.
The only thing you have to lose is maybe
for
you
B.
get crazy.
These are good.
B's are solid.
Maybe you get crazy and lose your a little of your status in the draft or your tanking, but they'll address that. They'll sit him if they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a comment on our Facebook page. Not a good trade. Trey plays no defense, and he takes shots away from ascending players like Trey Johnson and Bub. Hope I'm wrong, but this deal likely won't help much. That from Vegas.
Man, we got Darth Vader
All right,
on the
Steve,
phone.
I know,
here.
Steve, you're a heavy breather, dude.
Yeah,
Steve, you all right,
he
buddy?
definitely has sleep. He definitely has sleep
Your
apnea.
nose all clogged up.
What's
Steve,
Yeah, I just got over a cold, guys. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay, sorry. I'll go easy on you.
My fault.
So what do you think?
Every time I hear another comment like you just said, I get more confused.
Mhm.
I love Will Dawkins and everything he's about. Ben helps a lot when I ask him, but I'm still confused. I mean, is he make us better? Are we going to lose our first-round draft pick because we get just good enough? Nobody likes playing with them.
I don't think that's
don't
the
know.
goal. I don't think that's
They're-
where they're pretty sharp guys.
They're not going to surrender
Yeah.
their
No.
first pick.
Yeah.
No, so what happens if we get out above that eighth pick?
Then they'll
They'll lose it.
start benching all the
Then it
guys
goes-
in the fourth quarter
Yeah.
and lose every game. Don't worry. They know how to do
Yeah,
that.
it's okay.
They know how to do that.
Okay. All right, like I said, I trust Will Dawkins, but
Yeah.
I am still a little concerned. I don't like to trade. I'd rather have C.J. McCollum on the team because he's better for the locker room. But I
Yeah,
understand.
but he's
That was a
34 years
rental.
old.
That was a rental.
I
Everybody
know, I
knew it.
know.
Yeah.
And I know Trey Young has maybe more value selling tickets and stuff. I'm not sure about that either, but I don't know. I'll listen further along, and hopefully you guys can clear it up for me.
I
a
don't
little
think
bit.
they're going to
Look,
sell more
I
tickets
think
because of Trey
Probably
Young.
not.
And
Maybe
how
he
would
was-
they-
I would think he would put
He could.
more people in the
He
seats.
could if he starts scoring 30 a game.
I know, but do you want him scoring 30 a game? That's the problem.
You know what? I'm
if he's
fine.
if he's scoring
If he
30 a
scores
game, he's
30,
taking a ton of
That's,
shots.
that's fine. If he scores 30 in a game
Yeah.
and they lose 140 to 138 and there's more butts in the seats,
You're okay
fine
with that?
I'm okay with that.
I thought you want the young players to take shots and score.
I want that too.
Yeah, but he
I
does.
want
You
all
can't
that.
have it all.
He kind of does
I
both.
can't
Jason. He
have
led
it
the
all.
league in scoring and assists, right, or right there, right near there.
He didn't
Right
lead
near
them.
there.
Lead them in scoring last year.
No, but it is in years past. He's been right up there in the league's leaders in scoring.
Here's what I want.
And in assists.
I want a reason to turn on the Wizards game. And you know what? Trae Young, still has enough cachet to get me to turn the Wizards game on.
I didn't
and
know you
stick
were a
with it.
Trae Young
really?
fan.
I'm not.
Here's
I'm
my
not.
question, though.
But
If you don't believe he's going to be here for 2 years, and you don't, EB said 20% chance.
Probably.
Why do you then say, well, C.J. McCollum was a rental? Because you're saying Trae Young's a rental.
He's 7 years younger than C.J. McCollum. There's a huge difference.
Well, I think also
But
he's
what
a
difference
point
does it
guard.
make if it's not part of your long-term plan?
Because he could set up the other players.
You still need to spend money on players.
Yeah, they have a salary
Like,
floor.
They have to spend a certain amount
I
of
know,
money.
but
like you can't just roll out the Bob Carringtons of the world.
But it could be
I'm
part
just
of
saying.
obsessed with him, apparently.
I'm just saying.
He is obsessed with Bob
He's
Carrington.
obsessed.
I like
Jump
Bob
for
too.
Bob.
I think I was the first one to like Bob.
T-shirt. Jump for Bob. JP's face.
Yeah. And mine's gay for Trey.
Gay for Trey. Jump for Bob.
Gonna sell so many shirts.
You're off your guy Bilal?
I still love Bilal. I can love Trae Young and Bilal at the same time.
I don't love Trey, but he'll be
I
fun
don't
to
love
watch.
him either. I love
Yeah.
Bilal for some
It'd be fun to
weird
watch.
Yes,
twisted reason.
yes, a Frenchman for a menage a trois.
Bub,
You're gay for which Trey?
Bub, Trae.
Both.
All right, you got to specify.
Both of them.
It's
Two
the one that's-
choices now.
But they're spelled differently.
Yeah,
He's-
that's true.
I
One with an
prefer
N,
You
one
should-
without
you
an
should
I
N.
be-
prefer the TRE guy.
Yeah, you should be gay for the younger Trey.
Gay for both of them, apparently.
He'll be poly or whatever. I don't know.
I'm polyamorous over here.
Yeah.
So many trays.
Ben, do you want to say? I want to hear Ben's take.
This is good for Cakes. This is going to benefit Bilal. I've always said I think
Yes.
Bilal would look a lot better offensively on a legitimate team that had a real option to distribute the basketball. They don't have to rely on him being a primary ball handler. They don't have to rely on him being a great shooter. This is going to open up a lot of windows for a lot of
It's a
different players
great
on this
point,
team.
man. That's the best point you've ever made.
He will get bunnies for guys. He penetrates. He's got a good floater game. He'll get in the lane. He'll probably create dunks for Sar and other players.
Yes.
Or he
So
can
what's
sit
the
on the
down-
bench and help them keep their top 8 pick.
Yeah.
It seems like a win-win.
I think they're going to play him. At some point, they're going to play him.
They'll play
Hey,
him when
it-
it's convenient.
Oh, I
some
think they're
point
going to
they're
play
gonna
him too.
It's a thrilling 2 years that he'll be here.
Maybe
He may
we'll
not be
see.
here for 2 years.
Yeah, if it looks like it's going to move
Well, I mean,
on,
he-
they'll
Matt-
trade him halfway
He's
through
going to
next
play.
year.
I mean, he's going to pick up the player option.
Yeah, but then
maybe.
they'll pick him. They'll get rid of him halfway through because
All right, it'll
because
be a
people want
thrilling
that.
year and a half.
I have been sold from the research I did, last night and this morning. I've been sold on the idea that it's kind of a no lose situation for the Wiz.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, like
I've been sold on
We
that.
would all be killing Will Dawkins if the news was
If he had
Trae Young
4 years left
right,
on his
Trae
deal.
Young
Yeah.
acquired, and they ripped up his deal
And
and
gave him
gave
a
him
new deal.
5 years and $250 million.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Then we'd be like, oh well, that's
dumb.
kind of insane. What are
Yeah.
we doing?
I just don't think it fits the rebuild. Look, I was a Russell Westbrook guy. When
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook was here and he led him to the play-in game,
Right. Yeah.
which was the best they've done in a while.
So exciting.
Well, Russell Westbrook was kind of a force for the Wizards
Right.
during that very brief period of time that he was there. And they had a good second half of the season, then they got wiped out in the playoffs.
And will we trust?
But that was a different team. That was a team that was trying to compete.
Right.
This team is trying to figure out which players are going to be part of their solution long term. And they're kind of throwing all the guys out there. You can make fun of me for Bub. Yes, I brought him up a lot, but he's just one of the guys. One of these guys has to merge, whether it's Keyshawn George, Sar, Bub, or a couple
I
of
think
them.
a couple of those already have.
Well, Trey's starting to emerge.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Trey might be the ultimate alpha.
So
Well, hopefully that'd be great if that were the case.
He hit a bomb last night. I mean, he does every
I
night.
think the likely scenario, I know we got to go to break. The likely scenario is a year from now, they'll pick up some more assets. Look at they'll be in the same deal, right? Because he'll be an expiring contract that another team is going to want, and they'll accumulate more assets. That's what he keeps doing.
By
He
the
just
way-
keeps turning it over.
I kind of liked Corey Kispert, too.
Yeah, but
I
you
think
knew he
Corey
had no future
Kispert
here.
can be a role player on a winning team.
Right.
Me too.
okay,
but,
but
he
he's
wasn't
not
gonna
part.
be here.
He's not a part of the.
He was
Wizards'
a dead man
future.
walking here for about a year and a
Nice
half.
guy, but
Yeah.
can shoot it, but he's not part of the future.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get back into
They didn't give up anything.
He's
We'll
a
get
role
back
player somewhere else.
into the Trae Young trade in the 7 o'clock hour after we talk to Brian Baldinger. When we come back, we will hit the Skins, get into the rift between the front office and the coaching staff. We'll get into that next here on The Fan.
The Atlanta Hawks traded four-time All-Star Trae Young to the Wizards in exchange for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. The trade ends Young's stint as the face of the Hawks franchise after 7+ seasons and sends the 27-year-old to his preferred destination in the nation's capital to be the lead guard for the Wizards. It's a very Wizards-heavy update here because they played last night. Playing for the second time in as many nights, the shorthanded Wizards rallied from 13 down in the first half before they did ultimately fall to the Philadelphia 76ers 131-110. Trae Johnson had a team-high 20 points on 8 of 13 shooting. From the Crop Metcalf 5-Star Sports Desk, Savannah McCann on The Fan.
Throughout 2026, we're celebrating 30 years of the Junks presented by Main Street Bank. Cheer local, bank local. Main Street Bank is a business-focused community bank proudly serving the DMV since 2004. Visit mstreetbank.com to learn how to put our team in your office. Main Street Bank, member FDIC, equal housing opportunity lender. Don't forget later, Brian Baldinger at 7:20 and Brandon Duhame from the Caps. He'll join the show coming up at 8:45.
Can I tell you real quick that Valdez and I are maniacs? You know all the things that I do for sleep.
Yes, we've heard the litany of things.
I put the magnesium on my feet. I take the magnesium. I take the melatonin. I take a bath with the lavender and on the eucalyptus and all that stuff, which is supposed to help promote sleep. Sauna is supposed to help it. I go on the vibrating plates to make sure that I don't get the restless legs before I go. Everything. Valdez and I have gone back and forth on using ice to ice our vagus nerve. Okay. While you're laying in bed, literally, I've had an ice pack on my chest.
Yeah.
Right. That's how crazy sleep is. Lately, been putting ice on my forehead. Because supposedly it's supposed to shut down your pre-cortex or whatever. Basically, it's impossible to think when there's no blood flowing.
You're trying to numb your brain.
Trying to numb your brain. And
trying to think, but nothing happens.
Yeah. I told Valdez about this, and he said he had an amazing night of sleep, and they did it again, had another amazing night, and now he's hit me to tell him what you're on to now.
Oh, I have this. I don't even know what to call it. Cap that you put. Around your head. It looks like a Roman helmet that you're wearing.
Right.
And you
it's
keep
an
it in
ice
your
pack.
You keep it in your freezer, and there's cooling gels in there. And it covers your face, and it wraps around your head, and it goes over, drapes over your eyes, on your cheeks,
So it's
and
an
everything.
eye mask and a helmet.
So you're supposed to wear that the entire time you're sleeping.
No,
whatever,
you don't
at
have to.
least
You
to
don't
start.
have to. But I had it on, and I fell asleep with it on because it was so silly.
Very nice.
Or you were just exhausted.
Well, I think he could say, it's been 3 days in a row now, right? Since you've been using the ice, that your sleep is markedly better.
Yes, it is.
Markedly better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not just some witchcraft. I mean, there's reasons behind it. So I am going to order that. I wanted you to have one trial date, and now I am ordering the exact same Roman helmet.
Are you really?
100%. It's like $30.
Yeah.
It's kind of pricey, but I had an Amazon gift
But you were
card.
sleeping so good. You said you were sleeping
I
great.
slept really great on Sunday night. Not as great Monday night.
Progressively getting worse?
No. Then better Tuesday night, and then decent. The alarm woke me up. What does that tell you? That means I was asleep.
Yeah.
That's solid.
The alarm
my alarm doesn't wake me up typically.
The alarm never wakes me up.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time the alarm went off.
It woke me up this morning. Your boy had a dream. I told you I had a dream the other day. Did I tell you that?
Is that your first dream?
I've got dreams all the time.
I'm not
Martin
kidding.
Luther King, I had a dream.
I had a dream, baby. I told my wife, I said, I was almost wanting to cry. I said, I had a dream. That means I was
You're that
sleeping.
emotional?
Hold on.
Oh.
You don't know what it's like to not.
I had a dream.
You've had to because if you knew what it was like to truly not sleep,
Right.
you would understand the emotion.
Right.
I've been in bed before and almost weeping because I can't sleep. I woke up. I had a dream. I wanted to give my life up to God again. Like, this is amazing.
You're born again.
Yeah, but born again. Born again sleeper. It was an incredible feeling.
Mm.
I don't know what it's like to dream, but I had one the other day. It was about a terrible car accident, but I had one. I mean, it's a true story. Last night the alarm woke me up, but I don't think
that's strange because usually you dream about stuff that your brain is that you're thinking about.
You're going to
when
dream
you're
about
awake.
Trey Young tonight.
Well, part of it was my daughter driving.
There you go.
Part of it was my daughter driving.
That's
that
what
was
it-
part of it.
Yep.
Now she didn't die or anything, but it was a car
Well, I hope
accident she
not.
was involved in.
Hey, just wait till you start getting the silly dreams.
Oh, I'm desperate for that. I used to be able to manufacture those. Like in college, you just start thinking about buns.
There's no way.
Oh yeah.
Manufacture
You
those.
manifested those
You
dreams?
can manifest those dreams. Sure, just like
I don't
Jason
know if
said.
I believe in all that
I
dream
think, you know,
hocus
it-
pocus.
I'm not saying
Tell
that-
me how, just for research purposes.
all you gotta do is just think about certain things, and then you're locked in. It's like, boom. Next thing you know, it's in your dream. It's true.
There's no way.
100%.
Yeah, you do dream about stuff you're thinking about
You
before
dream
you go to
about
sleep.
stuff. Yeah. Well, this is not revolutionary.
Yeah, just
It's common knowledge.
Google
Now,
it.
we have a buddy who used to think that he could control his dreams, like in the middle of it.
You can.
I'm not aware of that.
There
If
was
he
an
says so-
article in Omni magazine years and years ago when we were in high school.
I mean, that's the
Yeah, it was a
dorkiest
su-
magazine reference in 30 plus
What is it?
years on
It's,
the air.
it's like a video game, and he's controlling the dream.
No, when you're in your dream, you would look at something, then look away. And then if it's not the same when you look back, you know you're in the dream. Then once you know you're in the dream,
You
then
can
you can
control it.
control it. You can fly. You can do certain things like that.
Sounds like the plot to Inception.
I think that's called lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is when you're like aware that you are in a dream and you can have like partial control of it.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, I've never reached that level. That's elite.
That's elite.
Right?
sleeping.
That's elite
That's high
status.
level.
I've never reached that.
Yeah.
No. But I can definitely control the content of your dreams sometimes. 100%.
Maybe.
I'm just telling you it's true. All right, want to hit the skins?
Yes, let's hit the skins cooked up by our friends at Oseo Korean Barbecue in the Lansdowne Town Center. Authentic Korean flavors, bold marinades, premium cuts. They're grilled right at your table. A dining experience that's as fun as it is delicious. Perfect for date night or dinner with the fam. Oseo means come on in. That's what it means. Look it up.
All right, so yesterday, big day. We all talked about, it was really the day before, the two coordinators moving on. But the big story was the Bleacher Report picking up, I guess, Jordan Schultz's report that maybe there's been a lot of S going on behind the scenes that nobody really knows, which I don't think is a stretch, right?
Front office meddling.
I think there's probably a lot of S going on in every organization that nobody knows about. But the claim is that, yeah, that Adam Peters and company have maybe been more involved in personnel, maybe meddling with the coaches in terms of who they're playing. I know sort of top of mind, you think about, well, who could they be talking about? For me, one would be Bobby Wagner, but they never moved off from him.
No, to me, it'd be Jaden. We all felt that
Well, I think
the,
that's for
the
sure.
directive to shut down Jaden wasn't a Dan Quinn decision.
Sorry, I assume that was a given, that we understood that.
Yeah, but that's, to me, the biggest riff. If the coach wants to play him,
Right.
the player wants to play him, but he got shut down by
Yeah, like if
management.
Dan Quinn walks in and says, I'm planning on playing Jaden this weekend. And Adam Peters says, no, you're not. You're not going to play him. And Quinn pushes back. And, yeah, I can see Ed's butting there.
That's the biggest riff in my mind. You can talk about some of these other guys.
Well, it also could be
but-
like maybe the front office wanted Ben Sinnott to play more than Zach Ertz.
I'm sure that those
Pushing
things
for him,
happen
or
too.
Exactly.
Johnny
That's the
Newton
one
to
I
get
would-
more playing time.
Exactly.
You know, alongside Deron Payne and Kinlaw.
Exactly.
Like,
So I think it was more than just the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like that's the Schultz point, is that it's something that cropped up even in 2024, and then it reached that kind of new heights in 2025.
there's trouble in paradise.
So
Yeah.
who knows? Who
What's
knows what to believe?
happening?
The part that I don't believe, to be honest with you, is, and this is just totally an instinct thing, is the part where they say that Dan didn't even want to get rid of his DCs. I might believe that with Witt because he had such a loyalty to Witt. I believe he was done with Cliff. I don't believe he had any problem getting rid of Cliff.
I believe he
No problem.
I'm guessing that when he saw how bad the defense was, he got over Joe Witt too. Even though it's his guy, he's got to also look out for number one.
I
Like,
agree.
He can't just keep Joe Witt around because that's his buddy if the defense is ranked 32nd in the league.
I understand. I agree with that. But I'm just saying that maybe they thought maybe there's a way he could make it. Maybe could be a linebackers coach.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I mean, just to be out of loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
But the Cliff thing, I don't think he had any problem getting rid of.
I think they're ready to move on offensively. I think the Sam Cosmi audio, where he was on with B. Mitch and Finley, which I know some of the other shows played as well, pretty instructive. Where Sam was
I'd
saying,
like to hear it if you have it.
where
nearby.
Sam was saying that as an offensive lineman, by constantly being in that hurry up, he didn't really have a chance to dissect the defense. And, we talk about complementary football. When you're running that hurry up, the defense is back on the field faster. I know the theory is you want to run more plays, but when it's not working out, it puts the defense in worse spots.
Mm-hmm. That's the part of complementary football that I would agree with.
Yeah, so for me, I think what's crucial is for us to really establish an identity, especially in the run game. I think we showed a lot of potential this last season, and I think there's a lot of things that I think for me, if we're able to key some of the key pieces in the O-line, that we're going to be probably one of the best O-lines in the NFL. And I felt like we were this last season. If they can rely on us in the run game especially, I think there's some things that we can do that's really special in that category. Like I said, once you establish a run, it opens up so much more play action, and when you have to go drop back pass, you do. But I really want to establish the identity of the run. Like, who are we? That was the biggest thing that, I felt that we could have definitely improved on going into next season. I just wanted to me personally, slow down a little bit with the offense, just to dissect the little things better when it came to on the field. I mean, it's going to be different now. So, but still in the run game, I still want to have that identity. That's the biggest thing for me.
B. Mitch yesterday made a comment, and of course he would know, and I wouldn't. That when you're in that pistol or whatever, just versus the play action, just the way the defense reacts, it's just so much more difficult for them in the play action than when you're in the pistol and you do a little fake handoff or whatever you're doing. Specifically the way the linebacker reacts to the quarterback turning his back to him, that kind of detail.
Yeah, they get sucked in more.
Yeah, so it just makes sense.
So whoever they bring in are probably going to be running a lot more of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just more traditional pro style offense.
I agree with Cosby, though. The offensive line, assuming that they re-sign and extend Laramie Tunsil and Connerly continues to develop, and Cosby's been a Pro Bowl player, that they can be one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Maybe. They certainly were one of our strongest units. That's like the last unit I would touch at this point, right? If you said, what's the unit you least need to worry about at this moment?
Right, it's one of the few strong
suits. It would be the offensive line.
Yeah,
right.
Especially if they get Tunsil back.
Now, I don't know how that ranks amongst the rest of the league. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where the metrics are for that. But, yeah, I like our offensive line on the whole.
But Jordan Schultz did say in his column, he said he didn't get now it's his opinion, unless he's getting this from other sources, that he didn't get the impression that Quinn wanted to move on from the coordinator.
Well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's the part that I
know you disagree with the Kingsbury part of that.
Right.
But maybe.
Why do you think he was? Because he's making it sound like he was fighting to keep Kingsbury, which I don't believe, and fighting to keep Witt, which maybe I would believe just out of some loyalty.
But he would have loyalty to Kingsbury, too. He hired him. And maybe it is all front office. The front office, they lean into analytics a lot. So Peters and the analytics people might say, hey, look, this is where we are in shotgun. We're in shotgun more than almost every other team in the league. This is where we are in play action. It's actually working. Why don't we lean towards that? Cliff doesn't do that. We need to move on and go to a different style coordinator. And they sell that to Quinn. And Quinn's like, nah, I like Cliff. We can do this. And they're like, nah, this is what we're going to do.
No, I think he was I think he knew himself. They wanted to move on. Yeah.
And it sounds to me, if you believe Jordan Schultz, it sounds to me like Adam Peters, and I would throw in the analytics department.
Yeah.
They are calling some shots.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
I don't doubt that at all. Adam Peters plays this like soft-spoken, like wussy role in these media things.
Behind closed doors, he might be totally different.
I don't buy that shtick at all.
Yeah.
It was the very first thing that jumped out at me when he was introduced at our initial presser. Like, what a soft-spoken. He's like trying to be this nice guy routine thing. I don't buy it for a second. He might be a nice guy, but I guarantee he's ruthless.
Yeah, I believe that too.
All right, coming up next,
totally
we will
believe that.
talk more NFL with Brian Baldinger, Odyssey's NFL Insider. We'll get into Wild Card Weekend, Coaching Carousel, and more with Baldy next. Time to head out to the Rude Guest Hotline, where we're joined by Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. Good morning, Baldy. How are you?
Well, I'm good, guys. I'm good. I'm actually in Daytona, Florida, looking at the sunrise.
Wow.
Getting ready to go to Hula Bowl practice here today, coached by none other than John and Jay Gruden. So looking forward to getting out to practice here this morning.
Oh, very cool.
Hey, before we get to this weekend's matchups, can we go back to the Steelers-Ravens game? I kind of want your opinion on what you saw from Aaron Rodgers. A couple of those throws look like vintage Aaron.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he called that play to Calvin Austin to win the game. I mean, he told him to run a hitch and go on the backside. And I don't know why Cheeto's been in the league 10 years. I'm not sure why he bit on the hitch, but he did. And he kind of slipped. And as soon as he slipped, Aaron saw it and, threw an absolute laser to him. Wasn't going to miss that one for sure. But, no, he made some great throws in that game, really great throws. And he looked very, very confident in doing it. And they did it without DK Metcalf, and Adam Thielen stepped up, and, Kenneth Gainwell, and, they move on, and Baltimore, ends up making a big move at the coaching position, and they're looking to reset things right now.
How surprised were you, Baldy, about the Harbaugh deal?
I was surprised, but I know Brian Billick really, really well, and I remember when he was surprised when Steve Bisciotti fired him. That was the year after they were the number one seed in the AFC and lost a heartbreaker at home to Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning that year. And they were all set up to win it, and they were set up to win it 2 years ago. And Kansas City came to Baltimore. They've had some devastating losses in Baltimore. This year, 2 years ago in the AFC Championship game to Kansas City, Thanksgiving night to Cincinnati. They lost to Pittsburgh there, a month ago. I mean, they've had some losses where I think, the only Mike McDonald's got the number one seed out there in Seattle, and he was in our building for 8 years. I mean, maybe we should, find a younger guy and build around him right now.
Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. So where do you think the best landing spot is for John Harbaugh? Because obviously a bunch of teams lined up wanting to interview him, would love him to lead their teams, even though his time in Baltimore had run out. Where do you think the best spot is for Harbaugh?
Well, I think, start with the Giants. I mean, he'd fit right in there in that culture. I mean, his ability to build a culture is pretty strong. I've known John since he came with Andy Reid in 1999, and he was the best special teams coach in the league, and and he immediately went to Baltimore with Joe Flacco and built a winning program there, like, right away. And so, I think, Baltimore would be good. I think Atlanta is set up and ready to win. I don't think it would be a good fit right now with all the issues that they have with the Raiders, but I think Atlanta and New York would be really good landing spots for John.
Mm-hmm.
Baldy, let's get into these games. So Saturday kicks off at 4:30, Rams at Carolina. That's kind of the biggest spread.
Yep.
Could you see a scenario where the Panthers knock off this Rams team? Now, the Rams have lost 2 of their last 3.
Yeah, I mean, look, they lost to them 5 weeks ago, and, there was the same big spread in that game. And Bryce Young played the best game he's ever played.
Mm-hmm.
He threw 3 touchdown passes, didn't make a mistake, and Matt Stafford made a bunch of them. And so, it comes down to mistakes. Can they force Matt Stafford into, mistakes like he made, in the last game, interceptions? They've got 2 good corners of Michael Jackson and J.C. Horn that line up on Puka and Devontae. I don't know if they can cover them all game, but, can they pressure Matt Stafford into mistakes? That's really the question now. I have a feeling that the Rams are going to play very, very good football, and I think it's going to be a tough game for Carolina, but they have proven that they can do it. Now, I saw them 2 weeks ago, Carolina, that is, against Seattle, and they were awful on both sides of the ball. So, they're going to have to play a whole lot better than what they have recently.
Do you give Carolina a shot in this game?
Probably
not.
Give them a shot only because, they're at home and LA's coming across the country and the fans will be behind them. They'll have a good good crowd that day. So I give him a shot, but getting Devontae back makes a big difference in that game.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at Carolina against the run. They're not horrible, but they're just below middle of the pack. So I would think that the Rams would probably try and run on them and try and establish that. All right, so you've got that game 4:30 on Fox, Rams Panthers. I got to be honest with you, the only game I really feel good about in terms of if I was a bettor and I don't gamble, Baldy.
Yeah, so sure.
I don't. But that's the only game I really feel good about is the Rams beating the Panthers. I think all of these other games are wide open. Give me your thoughts on the second game on Saturday, which is, of course, Green Bay at Chicago.
I don't know how to call that game, to be honest with you. I mean, they played twice in the last month, and they played within 2 weeks of each other, and it came down to the final throw of Caleb Williams going to Cole Kmet in the end zone, and, Keyshawn Nixon picked it off. It was a little late, but, it was a fourth down throw, so it didn't make a difference. But he was a little late on the throw, but that could have tied it up and sent it to overtime. Of course, the next game was in overtime. We all watched it. We saw this 16-6 lead that Green Bay had with 5 minutes to go, and Chicago kicked a field goal, got an onside kick to a touchdown to a kid named Jade Walker. Maybe you know more about Jade than I do, but I didn't know who he was until he caught that pass. And then a 46-yarder in overtime to DJ Moore, and it was an absolute dime by Caleb Williams, maybe one of the best throws he's ever made. So the point is, these games have been really, really close. Both teams have run the ball really well. The difference came down to, the big passing plays in the game. In the first game that Green Bay won, they got big plays to Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs. And in the second game, the Bears got big plays to Luther Burden and to DJ Moore. And so, who could get the bigger plays out of the passing game right now? The points come from the passing game. So I feel like who throws the ball better in this game? Is it Jordan Love? Is it Caleb Williams? I mean, both guys are franchise quarterbacks and trying to prove that they can win the postseason. So there's a lot on the line, and obviously, there's a history of these two teams that go back 100 years. So we're going to hear and see some of that history of Papa Bear Hollis and George and Curly Lambeau. You can't help but think about it when you think about these two franchises.
Hey, Baldy, I don't know if Liam Cohen is going to win Coach of the Year, but he's definitely going to be in the running. I mean, he leads Jacksonville to a 13-4 record, and I don't think it's a coincidence that Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield specifically struggled without him, and then Trevor Lawrence over the last 6 or 7 games has really ascended and started to fulfill the promise of being that number 1 overall pick from several years ago. Talk about Cohen's influence on that roster and that team and how well Lawrence has been playing.
First of all, I completely agree with you, completely. And honestly, Trevor looks like Baker did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And Baker looks like Trevor did last year. And so the ingredient is Liam. But so, I went up there. I'm in Daytona right now. I'm halfway between South Florida and Jacksonville. And I remember driving up to Jacksonville during minicamp last year. And I called Tony Baselli. We're longtime, friends. And I said, I want to come watch you guys practice. I want to meet your coach. I didn't know him. He goes, yeah, we got a spot for you, Baldy. Come on up. So I went up, spent the day with him. And as soon as you meet Liam Cohen, it's just something about, I know it's June and it's the off season, but when you meet him, he is a different kind of guy. He is very upbeat. He's very positive, got a big smile on his face, loves to meet and talk to people. He has, and then you watch him coach, and for whatever reason, and however he does this, because he did this to Trevor when Trevor struggled early in the season, he gets the quarterback to just cut it loose, stop thinking, make the throw. This is your play. And he gets guys to believe that. And Trevor never fully played like that before. And I'm not sure Baker ever really, Baker was a little bit more confident, and he had played good football before, but that's the best he ever played last year. And Liam does something to the quarterback. Some of it is how he protects him and how he, runs the ball, and all that's part of the offense. But when it comes time to making the big throws and big spots, the quarterbacks really react to his belief that they can do it. And he gets them to believe that. Do
you believe the Bills should be a slight favorite on the road in Jacksonville?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think Jacksonville is a complete team.
Yeah.
I like Buffalo and Josh Allen, and they've been the bridesmaids here a number of times in these playoffs, and maybe it's their time, and maybe it's fate, and all that. And Buffalo's a really good running football team. In fact, James Cook led the league in rushing. But Jacksonville just happens to be great against the run, the best in the league against it. And so that's going to be all right. So if they put the ball in Josh Allen's hands, can he bring home the bacon, as they like to say?
Yeah.
And that's a good defense that Anthony Campanile and Anthony Campanile is just that mook from northern Jersey. You feel like you should sit down at a diner with them, and break some bread and tell some jokes. Like the guy is a real character, but man, that defense is playing great football. I think this is Jacksonville's game on Sunday or Saturday night.
All right, second game Sunday, massive. San Francisco's in Philadelphia. I don't think the weather is going to be horrible. It's supposed to rain a lot here on Friday and Saturday. I think it's going to move out, but I could be wrong up there in Philly. But one of the biggest injuries that no one's really talking about is Trent Williams. And Trent Williams, Kyle Shanahan gave an update yesterday. It doesn't sound good. The one guy you need against Philadelphia's defensive line is Trent Williams. That's going to be a huge blow if he doesn't go. Andrew Pleasance is their backup. He's good, but he's not Trent Williams. He's not a Hall of Famer. Your thoughts on this? Even though the Eagles have struggled offensively, San Francisco can't get to the quarterback. I'm not feeling great about it if I'm the 49ers.
Trent Williams is he's the best left tackle in football, and he makes a big difference. And if they're not talking about it, then they're not doing their homework. I mean, it should be the story.
Yeah.
A big story. Conversely, Lane Johnson's coming back, and he's ready to go. So the Eagles are getting healthy at right tackle, and they rested their starting offensive line last week, and they needed the rest. Those guys were really banged up, and they actually have a smile on their face and are bouncing around the facility, this week, and they look completely different than they had. They were really run down. Remember, the Eagles started 21 games last year, 21 games into, deep into February. And so they were tired to begin the season, and they just started really dragging as the season went on. Trent Williams is this is the deal. Wherever the play is designed to go for Christian McCaffrey, it ends up behind Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's, a toss to the right, it usually ends up behind Trent because he's just shutting the things down on the backside. So, and then when the plays are designed to go behind him, he just is he's just a tractor out there moving lanes. So it's a big loss. I think San Francisco's defense got a hard time against the Eagles' offense. I know the Eagles' offense has struggled through much of the season, but they really are depleted. They just lost Taylor Bethune, who was backing up Fred Warner. I don't know, maybe Curtis Robinson goes in there. Maybe Eric Hendricks. But regardless, it's going to be a tough assignment for that defense to hold up. I think Philadelphia is in good shape here Sunday.
Real quick, Baldy, the 8 o'clock games, Chargers, Patriots. Chargers have lost their last two games. Herbert's hand is banged up. The team's offensive line's kind of banged up. Patriots have been a great story all year. Drake may win the MVP. Do you feel like the Patriots win that one at home?
I think it's going to be really close. I mean, the Patriots have played great, and they've played error-free, and Drake May has been awesome, and, Stephon Diggs has been awesome together, and they've done just about everything. They have not had a very tough schedule, and this is a very tough-minded team. This is going to be different, and Mike Vrabel knows it. This thing is going to come down to the fourth quarter, and Justin Herbert's dying for playoff wins. You're going to get and they've got a very good receiving core. Now, the Patriots line up Christian Gonzalez and Marcus Jones and, Davis. Like, they have Carlton Davis. They have a very good secondary. They're going to get tested by some really good receivers and good tight ends. The offensive line is good enough. They're not great, but they're good enough to protect and to run. Orion Hampton is healthy and ready to go. I think the Patriots have their hands full in this game. But they're the favorites. They should win this game, but I'm not counting the Chargers out of this one. They're going to give them their best shot.
Baldy, thanks as always for the time. Have fun in Daytona, and we'll talk to you again next week, my friend.
Thanks, Brian.
Look forward to it, guys.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Enjoy the games.
Yeah, man, we will. That was Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger. Baldy, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. When we come back, we're going to get back into Trae Young. You're welcome to call us right now at 800-636-1067. Is this an exciting move for you? Does it move the needle for you as a Wizards fan to have Trae Young here in D.C.? And is it a risky move? You can weigh in on all of that next at 800-636-1067. Do you like Trae Young to D.C.? Open Line Thursday brought to you by Window Nation. Searching for new windows and doors? Search windownation.com. Their windows, they're measured to fit the first time and installed by experts to last. Window Nation for your home because it's where you live. Ricky, 800-636-1067 is the number. The big news in DC sports yesterday. Yes, bigger than Commanders coaching carousel and nonsense. Trae Young traded to the Washington Wizards from the Atlanta Hawks. I'm editorializing a little bit. Maybe it's not bigger than the Commanders, but yesterday I feel like it was.
Pretty big deal.
Trae Young,
Kind of like leading the sports news.
from Atlanta to Washington. All
I
Washington.
mean,
gives up-
nationally, it's a huge deal.
They
That's what I
just
mean.
they give up an expiring contract of C.J. McCollum, who we met, who we
Great
really
guy. He
we
couldn't be
loved
any
C.J.
nicer.
McCollum.
Never
We
got
met
that
him.
wine. Never got that wine.
Never
You're
got
not
one.
getting the
Yeah, we're not
wine
getting the
now.
wine.
Dude, I
He's-
saw him do one of the podcasts, for one of like these ex-NBA
He's-
guys. They had all the wine. They were tasting the
He's
wine.
going to give the wine to some jamokes down in Atlanta now.
Yes.
That's terrible news.
Maybe we could somehow send him. By the way, he also had a very classy message too about how he enjoyed every moment that he had here.
He's the anti-Jordan Poole.
that
Yeah,
Michael
he's-
Winger and Will Dawkins did exactly what they said they were going to do.
Right.
He loved the city and that they got a great young team, and he's so great.
Right.
What a classy
Led the
guy.
team in scoring. Had a game winner recently.
Yep.
So
I mean,
C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert depart, and you bring in a four-time All-Star in Trae Young.
It may work out. I'm a no. I'm seeing that on our poll, you can vote at Junks Radio, 52% or no. So it's close
Well,
to
how
50-50.
do you define work out? What if they trade him in a year and they get a pick? I'd say that worked
Well,
out.
Yeah.
it depend on what the pick ends up being.
Well, not
Well, they'll take any pick.
any pick. I mean, I can't predict if they'll hit on the pick, but if they get,
But if you get something,
yeah, but
Because McCollum and Kispert weren't part of the future.
So
You gotta
you're
pay for it.
you're a yes on the trade. You like it.
yeah, I see no
Yeah,
downside.
I don't like it.
I don't see any
in-
downside.
Yeah, I think it's a no lose. I don't know if it's a win-win.
It's a potential
I
upside.
don't know if it's a
and you-
win-win,
you
but I
gave
think
up-
it's a no
You
lose.
gave up very little
My
to
guess
acquire
is a
him.
year from now they trade him at the deadline. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I don't see him on the team 2 years from now.
But it's
I think the downside is it eats into some minutes, and if he's just a rental, like C.J. McCollum was a rental, I don't even see the point. And his reputation is not great. Now, you put him in pick and roll with Alex Sarr, I think they're going to have a lot of success with that.
all the clips
let's
I
see
see
how
him
that-
are either hitting threes or giving up oops to guys
Hey, he's got a
Yeah.
good floater game.
all day.
and probably getting blown by defensively.
Yeah, but basketball goes beyond
He is a
that.
liability defensively, but
That's
I would
where you
argue
have
most of
Sarr
the Wizards
and
are.
Bilal. Like
Right.
Yeah.
you can have a great offensive player who's a dud on defense
Mm-hmm.
if you have a team built around him. Like take a look at Luka Doncic when he was with the Dallas Mavericks. He's a defensive liability, but they had Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford and
Right.
had some defensive
Do you have
guys.
Wizards fever
that
or
fill it
Bulls
out.
fever?
Of course I
Yeah.
have it.
I think it's a
Yeah.
good day to play.
I caught up with a scorching case of it. I woke up this
A
morning.
scorching case?
102.5.
He loves it.
Pretty high. I had to put on my Bullets hat in celebration. 'cause I have
Hey,
Bullets
Ben,
fever.
Unfunny Ben, I still don't know if you're officially on board or not. I haven't gotten you to commit.
I'm big time on
Well,
board.
he also likes
I'm
it for,
precise.
here's what
You
else
are.
he likes it for. Selfishly, clicks.
Yeah, you got
Like
something
his
to talk about.
numbers went up big.
Oh, did your numbers go up?
Oh, big.
Come on, give us an example.
I had over 450 people in the stream last night for
What do
over
you
a half
normally
hour.
have?
After a game?
Yeah, normally,
50
yep.
to 60.
Wow, so what is that, 10
So people are interested.
10x.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But
It's
the other
good for
thing-
business.
I'm excited about this because it reveals we have a front office that moves with foresight. That's the biggest component of this
Explain
entire
to
thing.
JP why you think this has foresight. He doesn't understand. He doesn't see it.
When the front office came in, Winger, Dawkins, Travis Schlenk, the guy that drafted Trae Young, they inherited the worst contract in NBA history with a no trade clause.
Oh, BB?
attached to it.
Bradley Beal.
BB.
Right.
And they turned that into Trae Young in 930 days without giving up a single first-round pick. That is asset management.
Well, not yet. Let's see if they they end up playing well enough where they lose that first-round pick.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either. I'm just saying it's
I'm
possible.
reasonably comfortable that that's not going to happen.
They've been playing good basketball
they didn't trade
lately.
any picks.
No, I know.
They've been playing good basketball lately. So they started off the year, and we joked about how bad they were, where they were 1-15, and they basically played 500 ball since. because the young guys, including the other Trey, TRE, have been contributing. So it's exciting to see guys like Keyshawn George, Alex Sarr, and Trey Johnson contributing. I think this takes away a little bit from them.
Let's hear from
Well,
one
let's
of
see.
my favorite
Let's wait and
Wizards,
see on that.
One of my favorite Wizards of all time, what Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero, has to say about the deal.
Can I say ice time? Yeah. Ice time. That's what I'm talking about. Ted. Good. That's what I'm talking about. We got Trae Young, a superstar, and we got rid of. Sorry, brother. Don't mean to offend you. We got rid of nothing. And we got something. That's the cornerstone of making moves. To be honest, you could have wrote his name down who got traded out of Washington. We don't need a pick. We don't care. Right? We don't care who's going to Atlanta. Atlanta sports ain't been right since Michael Vick left. The city is known for rappers, chicken wings, and strippers. That's it. They're not known for sports, so we don't care what they doing. Okay?
Wings.
DC, stand up. Trae Young coming in. I hope he already there. I hope he's already there. Playing no games.
I understand
That is
rappers and what was the other?
Chicken wings and strippers.
Strippers and rappers. I
didn't know it was known for their chicken
I didn't know
wings.
chicken wings is a big thing.
What do you got to eat at the strip club?
Yeah,
chicken wings.
I
Good
thought it was
point.
a famous, what do we call it, the pancakes and the chicken?
Chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles
Yeah,
place
no,
down there.
that's what I think it's known
Roscoe's.
for. Yeah.
Maybe
I
so.
think isn't it King of Diamonds? I think King of Diamonds is the club, and lemon pepper wings are what they're known
Well,
for.
you sound very in tune with it. So, but I like hearing from the hibachi. I like it. The
He's all
hibachi's
jacked. He loves it.
heated up about
Maybe
it.
there's a large contingent of fans that agree with him. It brought no excitement to me.
What's so funny
Cake
is
seems
2 years
excited.
ago you
Gilbert
would have been
called him a
like you were a Trae Young guy. I
He used to
remember
be.
you being a Trae Young guy when
He
he first
used to
came in the
be.
league. Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be a Trae Young guy.
Yeah, you
And
love
Gilbert
Trae Young.
called him a superstar in the clip. Now, maybe he's not a superstar, obviously, at the level of like Luka and LeBron and Wemby. But
He's a 27-year-old four-time
he's a
All-Star.
lower-level
Right,
star.
yeah, it's not like he's a 33-year-old guy.
he's
No.
like a brand name. Like,
Yes.
You say
He's-
Trae Young.
He brings
people
some
know who that
juice.
is.
He brings some juice into the building.
right. Which is
If he's on the court.
Unfunny Ben.
There's going to be reasonable expectations for them to jump the win total. You don't bottom out for 4 seasons. That's not what rebuilding teams do. They're in an asset gathering phase. They've been doing that for 3 years. If you bring Trae Young into the building, he helps you out in a big way. He makes your young guys around you better, and you get it going into the next season. This could go down as a moment where you remember as this is when the Wizards became serious
this is
again.
a sea change moment for the Wiz.
It might be.
All right, so
The sea changes if they hit that number one
all right,
pick.
Ben
that would
alluded
be
to
great.
it. Ben alluded to it. I'm going to steal this tweet because it just summarizes it nicely from Greg Finberg, okay, who I guess writes for the Daily Collegian, and he's an editor for Bullets Forever, which is a site that I follow.
All
Right? Greg Finberg says, the Wizards started with Bradley Beal, okay? Then they traded him for CP3, was here for like a second, right?
Right.
Then they got 6 seconds, 4 swaps, traded CP3 for Jordan Poole, a 2030 first-round pick, dumped Poole's salary for CJ McCollum, and then traded McCollum's expiring salary for Trae Young.
Right.
Yeah.
So you
Bradley
said-
Beal to Trae Young
Right.
and got rid of that huge salary.
And a bunch of picks in
It's a pretty
between.
good
They got a, ton
bunch
of picks.
in between.
Got a ton of picks.
I mean, we should be building
Most
a-
of them second rounds.
We
The
should be
2030
building a statue
2030
for Will
first rounder.
Dawkins.
Yeah.
Just for getting rid of the poisonous contract of Bradley Beal. All right, a statue may be a stretch. A bust in the concourse of the arena. We can start there.
I actually say I think it has officially given me a little bit of bullets fever.
Where are you on the? How high is your bullets
My
fever?
fever right now is about 101. It's like debilitating, but I don't have to go to the hospital yet.
I'm like 102.5. Now maybe because I'm wearing the knit hat inside,
Yeah.
but it's also coupled with
No, I
bullets
mean, a
fever.
couple more degrees, I'm going to have to go to the hospital.
You're gonna need
Or an
an
ice bath.
You need an ambulance.
Yeah, I meant to use the new helmet that Valdez and I got
Perfect.
for my,
Perfect
for my
excuse to
head.
use it.
I'm pro deal because I trust Will Dawkins and what his plan is. I have no idea what they're going to do with Trae. I have no idea what they want to do with Trae. I don't know if they want to sit him and just let the team, young guys, keep developing, save that pick in the top 8 Or do they want Trae Young on the floor with the young guys to see if he makes them better? I don't know. But I'm pro deal because I trust Will.
When he plays, he's going to put up numbers.
Right.
He'll have 45-point games probably. He's going to have green light. He's going to shoot.
Hold on. You don't think that brings juice to this? When you wake up every morning or you see every night that Trae Young had 45, you think that's not going to charge up the town a little bit?
It might, but I think it'll probably be in losses.
It's still exciting.
Still can be exciting. All right, we're going to take your calls
Isn't that what
next.
you want? You don't want him to play out of the
Yeah, you don't want him to win.
Yeah.
800
Not this year.
800-636-1067.
When we come back, we got to go to Tom because he's going to tell us all about the strip clubs.
We're gonna get all this info from the listeners. 800-636-1067. How high is your case of Bullets fever? EB's at a 101.5. I'm at 102.5. How high is your Bullets fever after
Play it again,
the
Cakes.
Trae Young deal to Washington, D.C.?
I'm the wet blanket, unchanged, 98.6.
98.6. Kippy has no Bullets fever.
He's just bitter that Bub's playing time. My guy.
Ben had a funny line. JP has Bullets hypothermia.
Hey, nice one,
Ben,
man.
that goes against your brand, Ben. You
That's
actually had a
against-
funny line. All right, 800-636-1067. We'll see if it moves the needle. Trae Young to D.C. here to
We're
play for the
growing on ya.
Wizards. Turn on the news. There's a new headline every day. Inflation's climbing, interest rates shifting, new tax laws being proposed. It's enough to make anybody nervous about their money. But here's the thing. You don't need to chase every headline. At Trajan Wealth, spelled Trajan Wealth.com, their fiduciary advisors help you tune out the noise and focus on the big picture. They'll work with you to build a long-term financial strategy based on your goals, your risk tolerance, and your time horizon, too. Peace of mind starts by calling Trajan Wealth. Instead of constantly reacting to market swings, you have a plan designed to keep you on track no matter what the economy throws your way. Check them out right now, Trajan Wealth.com. Just like in sports, it's not about one play, it's about the entire season. Don't let uncertainty dictate your future. Call Trajan Wealth today, 202-929-6600. That's 202-929-6600, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
The Hawks have traded Trae Young to the Washington Wizards. The Wizards sent C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert to Atlanta in the deal. There's reportedly no draft compensation in the deal. This trade marks the end of Young's 7+ season tenure with the Hawks. Now, the man who drafted him for the Hawks, he's currently the vice president of player personnel for the Wizards. So these two are now going to reunite in Washington and attempt to finish what they started in Atlanta. From the Crop Medcap 5-Star Sports Desk, Savannah McCann on The Fan.
We're celebrating 30 years of the Junks, presented by Main Street Bank. Cheer local, bank local. Main Street Bank is a business-focused community bank proudly serving the DMV since 2004. Visit mstreetbank.com to learn how to put our team in your office. Main Street Bank member FDIC, equal housing opportunity lender. We're going to get to your calls very shortly at 800-636-1067. How high is your Bullets fever?
But do you
have a case of it? Did you wake up with a case of it after Trae Young was traded to the Wizards?
Here's a problem that you're going to have if you have Bullets fever.
Yes.
You know Trae Young's nickname, right?
Ice Tray.
Ice Tray. Yeah, so you got to be frigid.
I was unaware.
You can't have a fever and Ice Tray.
I had no idea it was Ice Tray.
I did not know that.
No, he's the tonic for a fever. Like if you
okay,
yeah, if you have a fever, like if I know my
That's
kids,
fine.
and their
get your
babies-
Ice Tray celebration
I'll just
ready.
go in a cold plunge for my Bullets fever. Try to bring the temp down.
You don't want to know the ideas Cakes and I were brainstorming.
Well, you might, but
By the way,
I don't think we should talk about them right here.
20-second side note: when I was in Tampa, I did the unthinkable. I tried the cold plunge.
Oh, you did?
Oh, really?
I tried a cold plunge.
What'd you think?
It was at 45 degrees. I don't know where that is relative to what a standard
Sounds
cold
pretty
plunge
cold.
is. I lasted about 30 seconds. I mean, I could have grinded out a little bit more, but what's the point?
Yeah.
It was horrific. I didn't like it for a second. It makes you like all of a sudden you go like you're just like you're trying to breathe.
Got to settle in.
You got to settle in. And then I did settle in, but then even settled, it was hell. And then my friend, she bailed. She lasted 4 seconds. I thought I was a god by lasting 30 seconds. And I was out of there.
I don't even like jumping in the pool like the first week that it's open. Like I dip my toe in it and then I stand on the edge and I'm reluctant to get it. And that water's got to be 20 to 25 degrees warmer than whatever you jumped
It was
into.
45 degrees.
No,
and
thank you.
I hated it. And I
45.
thought I would try it one more time on the trip. Every time I got scared, I said, no, that's enough. I think I've done it.
Well, it's like those.
sampled
It's
it.
like the psychos who do the on New Year's Day.
polar bear
the
plunge.
polar bear plunge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how
crazy.
you guys do it.
They're crazy.
But at least that's in and out. That's like
I know that's
1
10
second.
seconds.
And they're doing it to try to raise money.
No,
for
I
good
get it, but
causes.
it's
I
still
understand
physically
why.
it's difficult
Yeah,
to do.
it's
Yeah.
tough.
I mean, I get in and go,
No, thank you. Not interested.
but it's hell. I don't know how people do it every day. All right, let's go to the phones here. A lot of people want to talk about the Wiz, their Bullets fever.
Wait, when is the last time the phone lines
Lit up for the
fully
Wiz.
packed for a Wizards discussion?
I can't remember one.
It's been quite a while.
Well, it's
can't
also
remember.
that it's basically a 50-50
when Michael Jordan
like
came.
it or not
Right.
proposition.
That's okay.
If you look at our poll, it's right around 50-50.
Right.
I'm telling you, the national pundits that I saw, the YouTube NBA guys that I was listening to, they're all like
They're pro.
no-brainer
they're
for
more-
the Wiz.
And they usually hate us.
Yeah. Did you see the same thing? Like national people, basically?
yeah.
All right, let's go to Tom, though. Tom wants to talk about the Magic City Strip Club.
Yeah, D Woods was scolding me because King of Diamonds is in Miami.
Oh,
Magic
okay.
City is the
That's
one
the
in
one.
Atlanta.
You had your strip clubs mixed up.
Yeah,
All
my
right.
scrippers.
Tom, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, King of Diamonds in Chicago, but Magic City, the girls are like superheroes there. If growing up, if you ever wanted to see a female superhero,
Right.
Magic City. Matter of fact, T.I. and Jermaine Dupri did a documentary on Magic City Strip Club in Atlanta.
Right.
Well, I know what EB's watching.
Oh,
on this
that makes,
afternoon.
what makes them superheroes?
Yeah.
They're like hot. They're not like the average strip club where most of them are kind of gross and you feel terrible for them.
They're like dreams come true.
Has he been? Yeah, has he been?
Girls make anywhere from like $10,000 to $15,000 a night in there.
Oh.
How much did you drop last time you were in there?
Man, I just sit next to somebody that's throwing money, and I just look.
Yeah.
He's smart. You're riding somebody else's coattails. I like it.
Right, that's smart. That is smart.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's when you're walking through the strip club, it feel like you got pillows on your shoes, but it's not the shoes, it's the money that's on the ground.
Oh, jeez. It's that kind of thing.
Dude,
You get laughed at if you throw ones.
Probably.
Man, they might kick you out.
Hey, Tom, Dave Chappelle has a funny bit about going to a strip club by himself versus going with his boys. It's so funny. It's like, let's all go together and all get our blanks together.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And not talk about it, not act like we just, do you go with your boys or you go by yourself?
I go by myself.
Right.
I
think that's probably the move.
Yeah, it's probably
Right. You're Team Chappelle on that one. All right. Thank you, Tom.
Man, good.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Man,
I
that
highly
guy-
recommend that.
That guy
routine.
was raving about that spot.
Yeah.
Talking about in glowing terms.
Well, let's be honest. We've done appearances at a variety of strip clubs. And
Been a
we've
while.
been to them in
Has been a
Vegas
while.
before. And typically, it's full of 5s and maybe an 8, and you feel terrible for all of them. That's my reaction
Generally,
when I
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of 5s, 1 8, and you feel terrible for all of them.
They're working extra hard.
Yeah, I mean, there's just the next stop is the cemetery. That's usually what I think when I go. All right, let's go to Paul in D.C. Paul, what's up?
Hi, Paul.
How you guys doing?
Hey,
First,
Paul.
how you guys doing? First, just want to say congrats on 30 years. I think you guys waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. every morning for 3 decades is keeping you
Well,
young.
it's 2
so
decades for
keep it
that.
up.
Yeah.
2 decades.
It seems
for that.
like
Little
3.
more- little
Seems
more
like
2
4.
Yeah. What's up,
Yeah,
buddy?
you guys look the same. You guys,
I wish.
No
Too
chance.
kind.
I wish.
But thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm about a 103 bullets fever right now.
Wow. Dude, you
That's an extreme
you're gonna need
case.
some medical attention
Yeah.
here.
You're patient 0.
Well, the president said we can't take Tylenol, so I just got to ride this out,
I think you
I
can
mean, Trey
take
Young
Advil,
bucket.
though. You can take Advil.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, you'd be
Yeah,
good.
man, I'm in fact, I'm pretty gay for Trey right now. I'm honking for Dawkins right now. I'm all in, man. I think over the last 48 hours, my group chat, we're all DC local, born and raised, has been blowing up talking about this, talking about Trey, talking about the Wizards.
All right,
That
tell
hasn't
us
happened in
why are
years.
you excited? Why does Trey excite you? JP's upset because Bub's not going to play as much.
Yeah, but Bob is. I mean, what's his ceiling? Is it Trey? I don't see the.
It's nowhere near
I don't see the
Trey's.
potential.
Yeah, it's nowhere near Trey's.
And CJ McCollum could drop 40, 50, even 60 points, and no one I know would care or talk about it. At least we have something to talk about. When Trey drops 40, 50, and we lose, we're still going to talk about it. We're going to watch the highlights. I'm even considering checking StubHub for ticket prices for home games. I haven't done that in years.
Right.
Yeah, man, I haven't been this psyched since the Westbrook trade. I don't care if this makes us better. I'm just looking to have fun as a Wizards fan again.
Right.
And
Make the
that
Wizards
hasn't
fun again.
been possible.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm just looking to enjoy this ride. I mean, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but like you guys were talking about, going from Beal to Chris Paul to Poole to McCollum to Trey Young is insane.
Yeah.
And they have so much cap space next year. Either way, we have so much in front of us. The world is at our feet as Wizards fans.
Look
so,
at this guy, so optimistic.
You are all
is
in.
at your feet.
The world
Why
is at your
not?
feet.
Why not
to be your
just enjoy
fingertips?
this?
You know what? It's
The
the
world is your
fever.
oyster.
The fever's got his cooking his brain right
Brain
now.
scramble.
Thanks, pal.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Just
All right, buddy.
just a
See
little
ya.
comparison. And I'll acknowledge Trey Young's a far better player, but Jordan Poole last year for the Washington Wizards averaged 20.5 points, 4.5 assists, shot 43% from the field, 38% from the three-point line. This year, Trae Young, less points, double the assists,
Was he
lower
like
shooting
10 games?
percentage.
I think he's played like 13 games.
From both regular shots and three-point shots.
Why does JP have to ruin our euphoria?
I don't know.
We're in the.
I'm not supposed to have an opinion?
No,
you're
you can have
allowed
an
to.
opinion, but you're ruining the mood. You're bringing the room down. You're
But you
bringing me
also know
down.
it's a decidedly small sample size, and he's been hurt all year.
Right, but you can go through his stats last year. Jordan Poole shot better.
Right, but I think to his point, the guy that
You know
just
what?
called,
I've
he's
forgotten that Jordan Poole even played for the Wizards.
I think to that-
he was so unremarkable. I've forgotten his stick
to our
here.
last caller's point, Trae Young's going to be more memorable. Is going to be more fun to watch than Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
No
matter.
one
They
missed
can have
Jordan
the exact
Poole.
same numbers.
No one missed Jordan Poole.
And actually, Trae Young's going to be more exciting.
Yeah, it's
more
like,
fun to watch.
It's like watching Jordan Spieth shoot a 70 versus Harry English shoot a 70. Jordan Spieth is a roller coaster, up and down.
Right, or Tiger.
Or Tiger.
Phil. Yeah.
I know the point though is it's like again, it's like a sugar high. Like what's the point? If he gives you the same numbers as Jordan Poole, what's the point?
Well, Will Dawkins might feel like he can trade Trae Young in the next year and a half and get something for him.
Well, hold on. Jordan Poole will never average what Trae does in assists. Never.
I agree with that.
No.
I preface it by saying he's a far better player.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the numbers are going to be similar.
The fun with the numbers.
It's the juice.
The juice.
It's the juice in the building.
He's a true point guard, I think. Let's go to Mark.
But that's not what the rebuild is supposed to be about. The whole tanking wasn't just about having fun.
You can still tank and have fun. We're getting the best of both
And
worlds.
I think watching the young guys is
They're
fun.
taking it for a test drive.
Let's
And if they like
multitask.
it, they'll keep them. If
we're
they
leasing-
don't,
yeah,
get
we're
rid of
leasing
it.
him.
They're
I
leasing
get
him.
that.
Oh, my
That's what they're
God.
doing.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
What?
Cakes.
Mark from Largo.
Cakes.
What?
Cakes. I want to talk to Cakes right here because Cakes is a real Wizards fan of the four of you guys. It's not so much about the Trae Young move. It's not so much about the Trae Young move. Is it fair to say, Cakes, right now they have a core, and their core will be Czar, Trey Johnson, and probably Koulibaly?
I would say it's Czar, not Czar, but sure,
Yeah,
yes.
Also, Keyshawn.
Yeah, okay. That being said, JP, this is what you got to understand about the trade. It's not so much about everybody. Well, it's not for me being excited about Trae Young. I'm beyond that. I think Trae Young is really here to teach Bub Carrington how to really be a point guard. And that's really what I think Dawkins is thinking about. Bub is having a hard time running the point, and you see it on the court right now. We saw it last night. They turn the ball over tremendously. You need someone who can kind of calm everything down, and then you'll probably get rid of them within a year. That's when Bub will be ready to run. Look, I think this team, without Trae Young, will be probably be a playoff team next year. Not this year, but next year I think they'll be in the playing game.
It's funny that you say that. It's funny that, Ben, we were talking about that, right? Because you can't just keep tanking year after year after year. The expectations are what? By next year, you got to start winning games, right?
Somebody has to get brought in. Most teams that go through these rebuilds will eventually bring somebody in from the outside to help gel and mesh with the young core.
To jumpstart it.
Right. Yeah, you can't just have a group of 21-year-old players in the third year of the career and say, all right, go win now. Now you have to win, or you're cut.
Right.
You got to bring somebody else to make it all
Unless
happen.
you go on some crazy drafting run where you draft like 2 or 3 Wemby type players in a row.
Look at the Pacers. They brought in Tyrese Halliburton from Sacramento. That was their big move. The Cavaliers, who are kind of flaming out right now, but they had a good run for the past couple of years. They brought in Donovan Mitchell via trade. OKC brought in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander via trade.
That's true.
There's a framework for it.
You know, you are unfunny, but you're not unsmart.
I'm informative, Ben.
Unsmart. I like unsmart.
Thank you.
Instead of dumb.
Yeah,
They
thank
both
you.
work, but unsmart kind of makes me laugh.
Yeah. Kind of goes with unfunny.
Yeah,
right?
definitely
See where I'm
works.
going there?
Yeah, it
All right,
works.
let's go. Is it Ian? I don't know how to say this. I'm just trying to. Ian.
Ian. You heard it right the first time.
Ian Eagle.
Who spells Ian?
Ian Eagle.
Yeah.
It's just a typo.
So I'm an emphatic no on Trae Young. You couldn't pay me to have him on the team because he is a ball-dominant, inefficient, not playing defense, injury-prone, small guard. I don't think that helps you win at all in any capacity.
You don't think the Hawks
anyway.
didn't they get to the conference finals just like
A few
5
years ago.
years.
It's like 6 years ago.
was that long ago?
Hey,
Yeah.
maybe the Wizards are pulling a classic Valdez move. they're zigging with Trae Young. Everybody else is zagging. Maybe they, for some reason,
definitely doing that.
For some reason, they like the type of player Trae Young is, even though the rest of the NBA apparently hates it.
But he doesn't play. Like, I don't, with the NBA salaries being what they are and so inflated and monopoly money, it's bizarre to me how guys who don't even play get these types of deals. Look at his game log over the last couple of seasons. Just point it out to your listeners.
He played 76 games last year. I don't think that's fair.
He's missed a bunch of games this year, but not last year.
He played 76 games last year. The year before that, just 54. The year before that, 73.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for the most part, he's played the majority of games.
54 this year. What's he on pace for? Sub 65. I mean,
yeah.
again,
I mean, he's missed. How many games has he
played
missed?
in 10 games.
He's missed 30 games this year.
He's hurt. I mean, it's
Right.
okay. Sometimes guys get hurt.
Right, but then if they're hurt, you don't pay them and trade for them. They don't play. I mean, at some point, like, you have to ask yourself, is he playing for my team? What am I paying for?
Some
And I
people
think-
would argue the best thing they could do is acquire him and not play him.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
And we don't. And maybe Will Dawkins knows that he's not going to opt in for his player option next year. That he's going to want a new deal.
My guess is they're 80% or more going to trade him a year from now.
Yeah, that's if he picks up the
80%
option.
or more.
Yeah.
I can't imagine him not picking up a $50 million option.
I think
coming
he's
off
going to pick it up because there's been tepid interest around the league.
Well, we'll see.
What does that tell you?
It just tells you that his style of play is out.
Well, then
His stock is down. Like,
well, then
look,
you're right because then they will trade him next year.
I think Bill Simmons.
That's what I think is gonna happen.
We played the Bill Simmons clip earlier in the program. He's very plugged into the NBA. They acquired a distressed asset. It's the most accurate thing.
It's a distressed
that was
asset, but he has a soon expiring contract.
Right, but he's going to be
at the most.
a
He's here for a year and a
desirable
half.
asset in 1 year.
Potential.
Do you think Will doesn't know what he's going to do? I guarantee you they know
100% he
exactly
knows.
what he's going to do.
He's got
Well,
a
you
plan.
just said it was a trial run, so you
Well,
can't
they're
play
gonna
both sides of it. Is it
Well,
a
no,
trial run, or
it's
they
both.
know exactly what they got?
No, it's both. It's both. It's a trial run, and they know he's gonna opt into his last year, and then they can either keep him or they can move on.
Right, they flip him for another asset.
What's hard to comprehend about that? He's 100% going to opt in, and then they're going to test ride him a little bit, right? They're going to date him. For a
Will
little bit.
Dawkins is playing
Right?
chess.
And
Everybody else is playing checkers.
If he
That's
gives
what's
them,
happening.
if he gives them the good sex, they're going to keep him. Okay.
I don't think they're going to keep him either way.
I don't think so.
I think that there's a 20%
There's
chance.
a reason the Hawks got rid of him.
Well, the
Okay.
Hawks have a
The
new
Hawks-
building block. There's also a reason why they built around him for 6 years.
But the Hawks have been trading players for the last few
Yeah,
years.
I
They've
don't
been
understand.
firing coaches. Quinn Snyder was brought in because he was hopefully going to help Trae Young become a better player. The Hawks were a disaster.
I don't understand
There's a
what the Hawks
reason
are
they're
doing.
trading him.
They're trading him,
I know,
and
but-
they have apparently they've got a fetish for Anthony Davis.
They want.
Good
They
luck
want
with that.
Yeah.
Good
Right.
luck acquiring a
But that's
guy
like-
who always misses games.
You can't use that logic about every player that's traded. Then that would just be like the reason. There's a reason why they're trading him. That would mean that no player traded has value.
No, they're just done with it.
They are
Yeah,
done with
that's
it.
what I
Right.
mean.
They're
Yeah.
moving on. But that doesn't mean he can't fit elsewhere. Maybe not here, but maybe somewhere else.
Oh, maybe somewhere else. Maybe a better team that just needs another scorer. But I don't think he's a fit here. Long term.
I think he.
And I believe Will
think he
Dawkins
possibly-
knows that.
I think so too. But I think he possibly could be.
Long term.
He possibly could.
No, I'd make
Why?
that.
He gives you 10 assists a game.
I'd make that bet.
I know, but 10 assists a game.
You're not even
It's
being.
he was the third worst defensive player in the league
He'll fit
last
right
year.
in with the
Fit right in
Wizards.
with us.
It's perfect.
No, but they got to get better.
Hand
That doesn't
in
make any
glove.
sense. That doesn't make any sense. You don't say, "Oh, he just fits
Well,
in."
you're not gonna have
They're
five
gonna
defensive
They want to
stalwarts.
get better defensively.
Right. Well, that's why they drafted Sarr.
They want to
They're
get
gonna
better.
get better defensively.
Yeah,
They are, but not
but you
all
don't.
five.
You
are-
don't if he's your long-term point guard.
You might if the other three or
I don't
four
think
guys
there's
are.
anything
No,
long term about
that's not-
Trae Young.
That's not going to work.
I don't think that long term and Trae Young with the Wizards.
well,
makes
that's my
sense.
point.
I think there's a
Yeah. So what is
20%
the
chance.
point then?
The point is.
The point is
They're going to trade him in a year and get picked
Yes.
if
It's
they move
another
on.
asset
I
you're
don't
gonna flip.
understand
But they
that.
just
That's
they
what
just
they're
had
doing.
somebody to trade to do that.
That's what
with.
Will Dawkins does. He just shuffles
He
guys
will
around.
just acquires
Hold on.
picks.
They're renting a four-time All-Star who's still in the prime of his career, who
didn't-
happens to be hurt, and they can see if he fits, they'll keep him. If he doesn't, they're going to trade him for assets.
Okay,
It's a no-brainer.
He was just traded for Corey Kispert and C.J. McCollum. His trade value isn't as high as you think. They're not going to get a bunch of
His
first-round
trade value
picks.
next year is going to be pretty good.
Because he's an expiring deal.
Yes.
Teams
It's gonna be even
covet
more.
expiring deals.
Yeah.
His is going to be a
He's going to be worth more. Yeah,
expiring
That's
he's
deal.
going to
why
be worth more next year.
That's why they
regardless.
traded it for him. Yeah.
Right. I think in all likelihood. But I still see you maybe give it a 0.
So-
I think there's a 20% chance they say, hey, you know what? It kind of
Eric-
works.
Eric,
He's
see-
changed a
I
little
don't-
bit.
I don't
you seem
believe
like
that.
the only one where in your brain it's possible that they could fall in love with them.
No, I give you.
that it
I
could
might
work.
even go higher than 20%. I think it's possible.
I think it's
He's been a
20%.
guy who's averaged nearly 30 points in the league at one point, and he's been a guy who just last year led the league in assists
Right.
at 11.6, which is it's not like averaging 8 assists per game.
Right.
He averaged almost 12 assists per game.
Right.
He's going to be very good in the pick and roll.
All right, you're welcome to call us
Thank you.
on an open line Thursday, 800-636-1067. Give us your Bullets fever. Where are you on the thermometer?
Play it,
for
Cakes!
Trey Young
Oh, it might be going up a little bit.
coming to the
might be up to
Washington
102.
Wizards. And don't forget, coming up at 8:45, Brandon Duhane from the Washington Capitals here on The Fan. Open Line Thursday brought to you by Window Nation. Searching for new windows and doors, search windownation.com. Their windows, they're measured to fit the first time and installed by experts to last. Window Nation for your home because it's where you live.
Live.
A lot of people calling about the Trae Young to DC deal.
They got
People
some
love
got
it.
the fever.
They do have some Bullets fever, which we like to hear.
Should be focusing on Trey Johnson. I think they hit on that pick, although Cakes just did a redraft thing. I don't know if that was on ESPN.
That's on CBSSports.com.
They did a redraft, and they said if they had the draft again, the Wizards would take their queen, the Terp.
Oh, maybe I could see that.
Where
too.
they have Trey Johnson, it's probably right around
Trey
there.
Johnson they have going 8, I believe,
Yeah,
to the
so-
Nets.
All right, let's go to Tony in DC.
Hey, look, they're going to have a
Tony, what's
backcourt at times with both Treys,
Right.
Trey and Trey, who both hit bombs.
Right.
Logo
Just
threes.
launch them.
Tony.
Yes, good morning, junkies. Listen, man, I love the trade myself because that brings a little star power to the team and
Right.
everything. Because my thing is, if we keep drafting or tanking and everything, all we're doing is getting younger players and just setting us back. Look, when I was in high school when the Bullets won the championship in 1978, everybody ain't going to live forever. We want to see some form of success in some degree. Look, KD wouldn't even give us a talk and everything. We cannot really draw nobody else. So
It's true.
anytime a player like that want to come here and play with us, regardless of the fact if it works or don't work, he still wanting to come here. So I love the trade, regardless of the fact. Everybody's always look at the negativity of
Right.
stuff like this.
Tony, what's
I'm
your
looking at
what's
it
your bullets
positive.
what's your bullets fever at?
What's your temperature?
Hey man, I'm at 85.
No.
You'd be dead.
Oh my God!
He's not getting the bid.
You never use a thermometer?
Yeah,
You're
huh?
No, that
Like 102,
You got a
100
thermometer.
Yeah, if you have a fever.
in your backside.
98.6 is normal.
Right.
Where's your bullets
wait,
fever?
look, it's the highest it can be.
No.
Like I said, they have a one.
Hold on.
85.
Stop. We're stopping the
I was in high
show.
school.
We're stopping the
He
show
wants to
right now.
freeze to death.
Tony, you've never had kids, had you?
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah, he's got kids.
You've had kids?
Yeah.
You never took your kid's
Yes, I did.
temperature? At what temperature would you get nervous? What temperature? Wait,
100.
Yeah, triple
All right.
digits.
Yeah,
Triple
triple
digits.
digits.
all right,
Triple
now we're
digits
working
scary.
there.
All right,
so
that's
what's
where your fever is.
What's your temperature?
100.
There you go.
100. Okay. Yeah.
Is that better? Is that better, fellas?
That's a tepid
Is that better,
fever.
fellas?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah.
It's better than 85.
Yeah, like a one.
Yeah, like
say,
85? Yeah, you're dead.
you say like 104.
Well, I'm at 100. I'm at 100.
Okay.
All right, we
All
just
right.
can't move you off 100. Thanks, Tony.
I mean, 100
Thanks
is
for playing
mild.
along.
I'm at 100. I barely don't even. I almost
Yeah,
don't count that
100
as
is
a fever.
nothing. 100's a blip.
100, you just got out of the shower. All
That's nothing.
right, let's go to Daryl.
That would be a fever though for JP. He's stuck at 98.6.
I'm unmoved.
He's shivering.
Yeah.
Daryl, what's up?
Hey, man, how y'all doing
You
this
act like I'm a
morning?
freak. It's
What's up,
50-50
Daryl?
on our
Hey, Daryl.
poll.
What's
That's
up,
local.
Daryl?
Nationally,
Look,
it's not.
So I remember it was a point guard that was undersized, often injured, and could shoot but didn't play any defense.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up turning into something great around probably like year 7 or 8.
Which is.
That was Steph Curry. Steph Curry early in his career.
Well, that's the guy that
Oh,
people have always compared him
Steph
to.
Curry's
right,
a little better.
It's
It's a little bit of a better shooter than Trae Young.
My fever just went down a little bit.
Yeah, but keep this.
Yeah.
You have two shooters. You got both Trays who can launch it. Both of them have good Trey games. And then you also got Keyshawn who got a nice little Trey ball. And you got an athletic big. I ain't saying they could. I ain't gonna say they're gonna be the 72 and 73 and 9 Warriors, but I can also see them being in every game. And don't let any of the 2 or the 3 of those shooters really get hot. You can win. You can win games without playing defense just by outscoring teams.
Would you be pissed if they
But-
started inadvertently winning too many games this year?
Yeah. Do you want them to win this year?
No, I don't necessarily want them to win, but
Yeah.
but I'm also not a Wizards fan. But I'm just talking from outside perspective. Like,
Right.
bro, if you have 2 or 3 good shooters and an athletic big, don't let them grow together because, hey man, the possibilities is endless.
But the question is,
bullets fever.
So you
Not-
have
not a
what's
fan.
your temperature then for Bullets fever right now? You don't have.
I'm 98. I'm 98.6, bro. Like,
Just hang with you,
me,
Yeah.
I'm not going to that.
Hey, do we need to start figuring out a nickname for the backcourt with Trey and Trey? Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll get on
Good
that.
idea.
Who's Trey?
What?
Who's going to be Trey? Which of those two?
Well, they're both Trey.
Well, you already have Ice Trey.
But somebody has to be Trey.
Trey Johnson needs to have a nickname.
No,
Trey Bay.
He should have went on top about the hypothermia.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not funny.
No, he's just asking. Okay.
Yeah, I'm genuinely asking.
Yeah.
Who would you call Trey?
Well, maybe Trey
Because
J.
the star usually is just the first name, so you got to say, all right, that's
So Trey Johnson can be Trey J.
Or you just
TJ.
or
TJ,
accept his nickname of Ice Trey. You've got Ice Trey and you got Trey.
Nah, I don't
That's
want
kind of
Ice
top.
Trey.
That's kind of Top Gunny. Yeah.
All right, let's go to
Ice Tray and
Plus,
Maverick.
nobody uses ice trays anymore. It's not the 1930s.
I'd still do it.
That's
I still do
I'd
it.
be surprised.
That's his nickname.
Hold on. You still fill it up, and then you crack
Yeah,
it?
crack it and then you refill it and put it back in. I got 2 ice trays.
That is hilarious.
I think we have that as a backup.
Yeah. I've
You
got
know, when
one.
another thing gets stuck.
I don't use it, but I've got one.
Bones, what's up?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, buddy?
All right. I'm like at 45, 50 on it, man, because
Well,
Trey
again,
Young,
you're
man,
dead.
he's
You
another-
can't be 45. You're in the freezer.
Do you understand how
Out of
fevers
100,
work?
he's like 45.
Right.
Okay.
I'm in the freezer because, man, that's just another Jordan Poole, man.
He's got
You know,
bullets
he's
freezer.
a ball hawk. You know, he don't play no defense. You know, that's what we need, somebody that's a defensive player. You know what I mean? And then we need somebody, you know, that's going to facilitate, man, not ISO, because we got these young players, man, that we need, you know, for them young players to develop. They can't develop, man, if Trey Young going to be ISOing and ball hawking the ball and shooting everything, you know.
Right,
That's not a good move, as far as I'm concerned, man, because I want to develop them young guys. You know what I mean? And, you know, get the ball moved. You know,
What about the
ball gotta
part?
move
What about the
around.
part where he leads the league in assists?
Well, if he lead the league in assists, I'm for that. I'm 100% for that. I'd rather
Hasn't he
him
done
lead
that?
the league in assists.
He's very
I'd rather
malleable
him
in his
lead the
opinions.
Yeah.
league in assists as opposed to shooting the ball all the time.
He's gonna
He
probably
did,
do.
look,
He might probably do a little of both.
He's a ball dominant guy who did lead the league in assists. So if you want a team where the ball's popping and moving, that's not going to be the case with Trey Young.
There you
At least
go.
the way he's
there
played.
You go, right there. That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
But
I need somebody that's gonna
he'll probably be pretty deadly in a pick and roll. And Sarr, I think, if you look at some of those analytics and numbers, is very good at the pick and roll.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Man, whatever happened to him?
Who knows?
I don't know. I might be biased. I went to a game. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And it was all the young guys, and they got to win, and like they've been winning,
I
right?
like the young guys.
9
I
out
like
of
'em.
10. I think it takes away from that a little bit.
But you could get-
Well, let's see. Let's just see how it plays out.
Maybe he's gonna give them the ball, serve them up in better
give it a shot.
spots. Let's go to JoJo, Hyattsville. JoJo, what's up?
Hey, somebody, I don't know if you love this nickname, but somebody on the YouTube chat said TNT. They're both T's. You don't like
Trey,
it?
Trey, and Trey.
TNT?
It's not horrible.
It's not bad.
It's not horrible. For
I'd like to.
for
I'd
a
like to hear.
t-shirt.
I'd like to hear other options, but I could
But
grow.
that's a nickname for the duo. But you still need to be able to differentiate them, which is an issue. When you're talking about Trey, which Trey are you talking about? We got
One's
be
an
able
AE,
yeah,
and one's an E.
We got to be able to distinguish them here when we're talking about them. JoJo.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's up?
I think they're rolling me into the freezer as well. I DVR the games and watch them when my wife falls asleep at night. And for the last 4 or 5 weeks, it's been fun to watch them play basketball.
Right.
Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case anymore. I feel like it's another Bradley Beal, another Jordan Poole. Trey Johnson already kind of struggles playing defense. Now you got two dudes that not only struggle to play defense. Trey Young doesn't even attempt to play defense. So I think it's kind of, they were winning too early, and they had to kind of blow it up and take some more losses so they can ensure their draft pick.
Wow, how about that? It's a move to sabotage the team, okay?
CJ McCollum, too much of a winning player.
That's
Young,
meta-
a losing player.
Meta level thinking.
So
by
if he's
Will
on-
That
Watkins.
is next up. Ben,
That's
the
good theory.
unfunny Ben.
So if he's on the
that?
court, they're going to lose more.
Yeah, that's his theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think if they're going to lose more, it's because he's not playing. Their offense will be so much better, and their offense has had pretty good nights as of recently with a real playmaker with Alex Sarr.
Where do we rank offensive? Where do we rank offensively in
Very
terms of
low.
points?
Well,
Forget about percentages because nobody cares about
I
percentage.
think it's bottom 5.
They're still bottom 5 in terms of like net and offensive rating.
Yeah.
But the reasons for that is because they turn the ball over
How
so
bad
much.
is Trey J defensively?
He's a work in progress. He's got a ways to, but he has a better build to potentially be better defensively. But 19
Does he have the work? Does he have the ethic? Does he want to play defense?
yeah.
He does.
He's the guy
he's got
that
the
they
strongest
said,
work ethic
remember,
on the team.
He's the guy that they
Okay,
said needed to
that's-
have a hobby.
Right. That's presumably because he likes shooting. Does he have that in him to play defense?
Yes, I think he's gotten better defensively as the season's gone along. I don't know what his ceiling is as a defender, but that's not that important for him. They hope he can be serviceable.
What's your podcast again?
Locked On Wizards.
How many days a week do you do it?
5, but I've done like 10 in the last 4 days.
Man, you're grinding.
Man, you are.
Every day. In the off season, you do 5 a week.
Yeah.
In the off season.
Yes.
He's the most dedicated Wizards
He
guy.
loves
I'm
the
telling
Wizards. He
I put-
loves them.
I put his knowledge of the Wizards up against Will Dawkins. I put him up against.
Wow. I mean, I love Unfunny Ben, but I mean,
Okay.
Will knows
Besides Will,
more. Right.
there's no fan that knows more than Ben.
No, definitely not.
There's not one fan in the country that knows more than him about the Wizards. It's just true.
It's good props.
It's true. I don't even know your co-host.
His numbers are skyrocketing.
Co-host is a dud.
Praising him, savaging the co-host.
Yeah, I don't even know their co-host.
It's fine.
I don't even
So,
know their
Justice
co-host.
for AD.
here's a trivia question for you guys.
Yeah.
So CJ McCollum was the leading scorer for the
Okay.
Wizards.
Yep.
So you take him off.
Okay.
I'm not going to allow you to put Trey Young in there. Who is the Wizards' leading scorer?
Sar.
You got
Yeah.
it. Then who?
After Sar,
Probably.
Keyshawn.
Yeah, cake's all over it.
Where's Trey? Trey's got to be up there.
Ben Trey.
You do not. I have Bullets fever. You clearly do not. All right, I also have Capitals fever.
He tried to I can't even say it. Immunize. What?
Immunize?
Yeah, immunize.
Yeah.
He tried to immunize you.
He attempted
Inoculate
it.
you? I don't know what you're trying to say.
All right, coming up next, we'll talk to Brandon Duhame from the Washington Capitals. He'll join us next on The Fan. Welcome back to an Open Line Thursday, brought to you by our friends at Window Nation. We have a late booking, just to let everybody know. Coming up at the 9 o'clock hour, our pal Joe House, podcaster for The Ringer and DC Sports fan. He'll join us at 9:25. Always good to talk to House. He's been on the show several times over the years.
He's probably loving the deal.
So he's coming up at 9:25.
Johnny Cakes.
We'll talk Trae Young and more with him.
Maybe not.
Right now.
I have no idea.
But just give him 30 seconds, he said.
Okay, Dewey. Okay,
Dewey.
Who's the guy that he got in a fight with last go around? You said you and I were
Jacob
talking about
Trouba.
Jacob Trouba.
Yeah.
Apparently got another one. Maybe even since then.
Trouba did or Dewey?
Dewey. I don't know because
Hey,
they said they got three of them. It's in the middle of. There's
Did
one
Dewey,
with.
did Dewey get in the scrap in the Stars game? And I missed
There's one against Ilya, whoever that is.
I'd have to go look- I'd
And
have
one
to go-
against Joel Edmondson. I don't know the order.
I'd have to go look at his resume on hockeyfights.com.
Yeah, that's what I
to
meant.
get
right
up
now.
to date.
Weren't you trying to kind of, when we had Carberry on yesterday, kind of point to the back-to-back nature of their games and thinking that Dallas
and he
had
said
had back-to-backs? And
He
you
said
thought
he
it was an
doesn't like.
advantage.
He says he doesn't like playing a team back to back if they lose the first.
Which
of
they
the set.
did. They had just lost to Carolina.
They lost 6-3 to Carolina, and then
Right.
they come here and of course win.
Right.
But Dallas is one of the best teams in the league.
Dallas is pretty good, even though they were on a 6-game winless streak.
Yeah.
And then they snapped it against the Caps,
They're
which stinks.
26-10-8.
Yeah.
Well, here's the reality of the Caps. Willie had been their best player this
Mm-hmm.
year. He's not playing for them. And their best goalie's out, too.
Right.
Both playing for the Canadian Olympic team.
That would hurt.
Let's go to the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. We welcome in Dewey, Brandon Duhaime from the Washington Capitals. What's up, Dewey? Good morning.
What's going on, fellas? How we doing?
What's up, man? You know what? I don't like to dwell on losses. So I'm going to go back to your game against the Ducks, the game that you won a couple nights ago, and the fact that you were the guy that stepped up against Jacob Trouba. Trouba, we know what he did about a month ago in the Anaheim game out on the West Coast where he knocked out Leno. Leno misses 7 games. We knew that there was going to be retribution the next time these two teams got together, and you helped deal some of that out by dropping the gloves with Trouba. Did you know going in that you were going to be the guy, or you just saw an opportunity and you took it with him?
No, just kind of heat of the game, and yeah, wasn't really planning on anything. You never really do, but when the opportunity presents itself in game, you gotta answer the bell.
By the way, I have to disagree with the people on hockeyfights.com. I don't know if you've ever gone to the site and seen your resume there, but only 9% voted for you as the winner of the fight. 53% voted for Trouba. 37% ruled it a draw. I felt like he might have had the upper hand in the first 10 seconds of the fight, but then you got back and you guys were trading a few blows. I felt like it was more of a draw than anything. What did you think?
No, I definitely lost the fight. Just losing the helmet early, and he clipped me kind of right on the side of the head there, where a little soft spot. My knees kind of buckled on, so kind of found my footing after that, and tried my best, but not my best scrap for sure.
So if you had gone to hockeyfights.com, you would have voted for Jacob Trouba, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I might have been part of that 36% or whatever.
Oh, draw. Yeah.
Hey, Dewey, once you saw that Big Mac also got a sweater for that Ducks game, did you just know, okay, this is going to be a physical, gritty type of game? Not that all of them aren't, but when Mac is in the lineup, you kind of know that that's what's coming, right?
Yeah, Big Mac brings a ton to the team, and a lot of that starts with kind of his energy that he brings, and his personality that he's always firing up the group. So anytime you get guys like that in the room, it elevates everyone to kind of another level, and everyone kind of plays with a little extra vinegar in their game, and I think he brings such a presence to us where he kind of fires everyone up.
So you got to feel good for your teammates that are going to be playing for the Canadian Olympic team. Logan plays last night. When do these guys? Willie hasn't been playing. What's the situation with them playing for you guys and then going to play in the Olympics?
Yeah, so I think break starts the 6th or whatever, February 6th. So they'll probably head out right around then to the Olympic teams, and where is it, Italy this year?
Yeah. Italy, correct.
Yeah, they'll head to Italy probably shortly after that, and then they'll start their Olympic run. And we couldn't be happy for them for all the work they put in and everything they do for us, and them being rewarded is pretty special.
What are you guys going to do with all that time off? I mean, you're going to still practice, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the schedule, but I think we get like a week off, 10 days off where we'll go home to our families, and some guys will take vacations and stuff like that. Just working out in the gym, and then we have I think it's 7 or 8 days before our first game. It'll be like a mini training camp almost, where we'll get back on ice and start skating together, training together, and getting back into it.
Isn't that going to be strange?
Yeah, definitely. I've never had a break this long where you get this much time off. It's definitely it'll be great for the bodies to kind of reset and get some sunshine and some good sleep, good recovery, stuff like that.
Do you have a spot picked out? Are you heading back to Florida, or do you have someplace else you're going to be?
Yeah, I'm going back to Florida and the Keys, so I'll spend probably 6 or 7 days down there, and then a little bit of time at home in Parkland, and then head back to DC.
So it's a lock. You're going to do some sort of spear fishing while you're down there, right?
Guaranteed. Can't wait for it.
Very nice. All right, well, best of luck on the road trip. You got 2 on the road after this 3-game homestand at Chicago and at Nashville.
Got to get the Blackhawks back.
Best of luck, man. Hopefully you can grab at least a few points out of that trip. Thanks, Dewey.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right, thank you, buddy.
By the way, clueless. I thought Willie was out because of the Olympics. Like I saw the announcement, he just hasn't been playing because
No,
he's got
hurt.
a mysterious
an
injury.
Yeah,
no, the Olympics don't start for a month.
Yeah, and they just shut down the entire league. It's not like it's not like they just let the players go and the NHL continues. It's a complete league shutdown for like 20 days.
So since December 3rd.
Yeah.
All right. So over a month ago, the Caps have won 5 games.
They haven't won back-to-back games in like a month. It's pretty alarming.
And they were they were rolling too. They'd won 5 or 6 straight before that, leading up to right after Thanksgiving. So
1-1-1 on the 3-game homestand. They would have liked to have gotten that first game against Chicago where they got a point, but it was in a shootout loss.
Yeah, blew a 2-0 lead at Ottawa.
Yeah.
The game before that, pummeled Anaheim, but then obviously last night lost 4-1.
Would be nice if they could pick up at least one win on this road trip to Chicago and Nashville.
Well, go get Chicago.
Get 2 to 3 points in this road trip.
Yep, I
kind
agree.
of what they need at this point. All right, when we come back, we will get into some interesting audio about the Washington Commanders. Should they be considering John Harbaugh as head coach, and is DQ next on the chopping block if year 3 goes poorly for the Washington Commanders? We'll do that next here on The Fan.
The Trae Young era in Atlanta is over, with the former All-Star reportedly moving to the Wizards to start his career anew. Going to Atlanta is C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert. No picks involved in this trade. So this can go in many directions for the Wizards. Young, who's used to having the offense run through him, could lean into his worst tendencies, hurting the development of Washington's young core. Or Young could view this as a fresh start and an opportunity to redefine himself as a more team-oriented point guard. It seems like the one thing people can agree on, and by people I mean CBS Sports, ESPN, and Yahoo Sports, is that the Wizards get a B grade for this trade. From the Crop Medcap 5-Star Sports Desk, Savannah McCann on The Fan.
"2026, let's be honest, it's the year of us. We're celebrating 30 years of the Junkies, presented by Main Street Bank. Cheer local, bank local. Main Street Bank is a business-focused community bank proudly serving the DMV since 2004. Visit mstreetbank.com to learn how to put our team in your office. Main Street Bank, member FDIC, equal housing opportunity lender." All right, so we wanted to get in some audio here from ESPN. This is from Unsportsmanlike. This is Evan Cohen talking about what could be in store for Dan Quinn if year 3 doesn't go very swimmingly like year 1 did.
It's not necessarily Dan Quinn. It's kind of a bigger picture about how maybe there's a better coach out there than Dan Quinn right now.
Okay.
Big problem. And Harbaugh would be the Washington Commanders. If you think about it logically on a lot of fronts, the front office is one that is unbelievably attractive, right? When you think about ownership, Josh Harris, Bob Myers being involved there, the general manager, Adam Peters, has done a very good job. You think about the staff. Yesterday, they got rid of their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, meaning I could bring my own people in. You think about the quarterback position. Well, Jaden Daniels, who was the quarterback he's most compared to? Lamar Jackson. And while they did not achieve in the postseason the level that they should, I believe that John Harbaugh could come in and know exactly how to maximize Jaden Daniels into an MVP level quarterback, which he was in his rookie season. Oh, by the way, ain't that far from where he is right now. So let's just say Harbaugh says to his family, we don't really have to move. I'll get an apartment over there and I'll go back and forth when need be. Oh, yeah. Well, one big problem here. They have a head coach. Mm-hmm. And I am sorry, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is known as one of the great head coaches in terms of people out there.
Took them to the Final Four last year.
I believe that Dan Quinn, after next year, is more likely than not to get fired. Because they had an unbelievably disappointing season this year, obviously with Jaden Daniels hurt. But that's where you, in some ways, prove that you can be a good coach.
Kevin Stefanski style?
Exactly. Coach of the year, right? That is probably why Shane Steichen is back in Indy in a weird way.
Yeah.
Because he navigated through some of these injuries. And I'm not calling him an all-time great coach, but you get the point. That I think that Dan Quinn enters next season very much on the hot seat. And I don't think that you can make a move that would be better than hiring John Harbaugh in 1 year if John Harbaugh is available now. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when the Chicago Cubs had David Ross as their manager, and they liked him.
Yeah.
But they said, we can't pass on getting that guy. Craig Counsell's available, and he's one of the best managers in the sport. We got to go get him. It wasn't that they didn't like their coach. It's that they liked the other guy better. And it wasn't that they thought that their coach wasn't good. It's that they thought that the next one could be even better. And that's, I think, the perfect fit for John Harbaugh, the Washington Commanders. I think he could go right in there and be Super Bowl contenders potentially within a year or two. That is, of all of the teams that are out there, Arizona, Atlanta, Cleveland, any of the teams that we have mentioned, that Raiders that have openings, Tennessee, the teams that we have thought could make that call, right? Miami. You brought up Buffalo. Buffalo, you may have to wait for a little bit, and they still may not make the move. Obviously, Buffalo is a better job because you have Josh Allen. I've just thought about this more and more, Smalls, and I think the best fit for John Harbaugh, the Washington Commanders.
How big would that be?
Well, I mean, would Harris be willing to pull the plug on Dan Quinn after 2 years?
I don't think
That's
so.
the question.
I don't think so.
I'm
I'm guessing
think
most
so.
Commander fans would take Harbaugh over
Yeah.
Dan Quinn. I mean, the resumes don't even match up.
Yeah, it's not even close.
I
Actually.
don't think they're going to do it.
I don't think Peters and Harris would do that.
I think there,
Now next year,
I think there should be
Next
at
year.
least.
I think
there
next
should
year
be
he's
a
gone.
there should be a discussion
unless
about
he
it.
has a good season.
Like if you're
gonna
Josh
get
Harris, if you're Josh Harris and the owner group, and you're not having at least a discussion about it, you're not doing your due diligence. You should at least have a 20-minute discussion about it, and then
maybe longer.
Maybe longer. And then if you don't want to go that direction, you shelve it and you just stick with Dan Quinn, hope he turns things around. But you at least have to have the conversation.
Dan Quinn's
if
dug
Harbaugh is on the market.
He's dug himself such a hole that, barring a miracle, he's gone.
A miracle?
What's a miracle?
So-
Just getting back to the playoffs, a miracle?
So if that's
It's not a miracle.
I think it.
If that's the
okay,
case,
okay.
If that's,
I just don't see it.
if that's where they are with
All right.
him, then they should have more discussions about Harbaugh. If they
Yeah.
feel like Quinn's only going to save us in a miracle type of scenario, Harbaugh's available. Who cares if Quinn has 2 or 3 years left on
We
his
have a
deal?
quarterback, an offensive line, and nothing else.
But look how many teams had
Well, I
a
know,
quick
but they're
turnaround
gonna-
this
they're
year.
gonna address
all
that.
about the turnarounds.
They're gonna
I just
address-
did the reverse turnaround.
They're going to address it.
And again, like also, how attractive would this job be to Harbaugh if you believe the reports from Jordan Schultz about the front office that Evan Cohen was raving about with Adam Peters are meddling
They're
with?
meddling, yeah.
They're meddling and trying to get their players on the field.
Well, that's
and,
the other
like-
thing I would think.
Like Harbaugh's not going to
And
stay.
I've read this on a couple different spots. Matt, I don't know if you've read this, but would Harbaugh want to bring in his own GM? Or would he want to inherit whatever
Yeah,
GM's
it's a great
there?
question. I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of people that say it might be inviting to make Harbaugh GM/head coach, kind of like what Belichick was.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
out on
Back to
that.
coach centric.
So that
Well,
means
done that
Adam
model.
Peters.
I don't like that model.
Adam Peters would have to be gone.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
just
not
saying.
doing
I'm
that.
just saying
Yeah,
that's
I don't
a
think so
carrot.
either.
I'm just saying that's like a carrot that some of the organizations would
Right.
dangle.
Give him.
Yeah.
But we've seen that.
So that's
But
why
I don't-
That doesn't seem to
we
work.
saw that with Ron Rivera here.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Harbaugh's Ron Rivera, but I don't like that approach where the coach is the GM. They're both doing.
I don't think that's
both
I don't think
jobs.
that's a deal breaker for Harbaugh. I think he would want a GM.
Work for a good GM.
Yeah.
He don't want
But
to be a
maybe
GM.
one that he wants to bring in
Right.
as opposed to
or
inheriting.
somebody that he knows
Adam
really
Peters.
well
Yeah.
or whatever.
Or if he were about to get the job, he would walk into Josh Harris and say, Adam Peters, he can pick the players,
Right.
and I'm going to have some
But he can't
input,
tell me who to
but
play.
He's not going to tell me who to play, who to bench,
Yeah.
who's going to get more time, who's not going to get more. Like, that's not going to happen. Those shenanigans are not happening on my watch.
But getting back to Quinn, and I would agree, Eric. I mean, next year is. I'm not predicting he gets fired because you got to put a team together and see what their roster
My guess
looks like.
is we'll be mediocre. We'll be like 800, 500, 8, 9 in that range.
Okay, that might
That's my
not get him
guess.
fired. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But it is a huge year.
If that's the case, if your ceiling is like 8 and 9, I'd have Harbaugh in for an interview.
Yeah, I just think that they're going to
Are you going to interview him while Quinn is still hired?
No,
Are you
that's not
firing
really,
Quinn
that's not
now?
Really how
Yeah,
you
see,
do
that-
it. That's
I'm
not
just
how you
saying
do it.
realistically-
Realistically, what you do is you call the agent, you talk behind the scenes,
Yeah.
you see if there's genuine interest, and then if there is real interest, you say, okay, if I fire him, is there real interest? And that's how you do it.
Yeah, I want to have him secured before I I lop Dan Quinn's head off.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Yeah.
I want to have that backup
You have
plan.
a secret meeting somewhere.
I don't know.
Super secret.
I look at the NFL landscape. The Bears were horrific last year. They're in the playoffs. Jacksonville was horrific last year. They're in the playoffs. I mean, this season was derailed by injuries.
Patriots.
The Patriots, too. The biggest factor as to why Washington sucked this year was injuries, most specifically to Jaden Daniels.
Certainly.
Injuries and lack
They
of
still
talent.
have a lot of
And they're-
holes. We acknowledge that. Their defense sucks.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of things they
The
need to
worst
get
defense
better.
in football. Let's preface it by saying the worst defense.
Yes.
Not their defense sucks. Their defense is the worst in the world.
Yeah, dead effing last, 32nd in
Yeah.
yardage.
At
I think
professional
27
football, they're the
points.
worst in the world.
Yeah.
But I'd be gauging interest
They
if I
could-
were Harris on
They could bounce
Harbaugh's
back.
interest in the Commanders.
But look, it's a monster year, I think, for the Trinity, and that is Quinn, Peters, and Jaden Daniels. They all have a lot to prove in year 3.
Certainly.
I
Huge.
agree with you on Jaden, too. I think I believe in Jaden, but there's a lot of pressure on him to perform.
Yes.
Yeah. And to stay healthy.
I believe in Jaden.
Obviously.
Put it this way. Now, maybe you can make the argument they go hand in hand. And I'd say, okay, it's a good point. But I believe way more in Jaden than I do in DQ.
Well, if Jaden performs like you expect, if he's able to stay healthy, then Dan Quinn's going to win more games, and Adam Peters all of a sudden looks better.
Might save DQ. But we have seen great quarterbacks like Joe Burrow play great, play at an MVP level, and miss the playoffs.
Look, they were.
If that happens, I think he go.
And I think we said this before they drafted Jaden Daniels. Whoever they were going to draft, they were wedded to him. Like their success, their future, it was all riding on that pick.
Yeah.
If that pick works out, then they would have probably a long tenure in Washington and have success. If that pick doesn't work out, then they're not going to
And then
last.
just press the reset button.
Right.
That's the way it works.
It has
But as far as
That's why they took the game changer.
As far as Harbaugh is concerned, I'm sure that Peters and Josh Harris, I'm sure they've had some discussions, maybe not long discussions, but I'm sure they probably talked about it.
They at least had an eyebrow raise when they saw it over the.
But you're not going to bring them in for an official interview. You're going to have to find out.
You have to find out behind
Are
the
you
scenes.
the guy? Are you going to take the job?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. All that has to happen beforehand.
You gauge the
has to be a
interest.
done deal beforehand.
Yeah. But that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Where's Harbaugh live? Does he live closer to the DC side?
No, he lives in Owens Mills.
Yeah.
Right, it's a big
Well,
spread, big silly
He
spread.
had a beautiful house. Keep it. Rent the place here. Who cares?
Yeah, like I said, he'd get an apartment.
Yeah. Let's go to. I mean, doesn't his brother live in like a canoe or something? Or what does he live in?
He had a trailer for a bit.
Trailer or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what Jim Harbaugh lives
He
in.
probably
I
has
have
a
no
big
idea.
fat place out in L.A.
Let's go to Elijah, DC. Elijah, what's up?
What's going on, fellas? Thanks for taking my call.
Yep.
Man, I mean, just hear you guys talk about it. It sounds kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. And it makes me think of even more so putting those coaches side by side, what kind of coach. It makes me think what kind of coach we have. More so, Dan Quinn is still a foundational coach, and I think Harbaugh is a coach that's going to put you over the edge. So we have to decide what we want for right now. And, Ben Johnson was like, I don't want to go over there because those are basketball guys. So maybe, basketball, they move a little bit different. So to your point, I still think in that conversation, there could be like, if we want to move in a certain type of way, this might be the time to do it. So, but I don't think etiquette and moral code for coaches and how it goes, I don't think that they will pretty much set a new precedent on how things go.
I don't think
now,
they care that much about etiquette and moral code. They care about wins.
I hear you.
Yeah.
But in Pete Carroll in Oakland, this will be different, But coming off that season and what they have, it'll be tough. But you can't. It's definitely an eyebrow raiser, and this is a league that you got to be aggressive. So if they did do that, it will be good for Dan Quinn at this point because there are so many openings right now, just as much as they did for Cliff Kingsbury. This is more about availability and openings. You better get what you got to have. So if he is going to roll, this is probably the time because these coaching jobs aren't open all the time. So this might be the year. So me and Dan Quinn, they might need to have a conversation. You don't know; it could be more than that. But
I think we're over the hump. I think
Thanks,
DQ's
Elijah.
here for year 3. I think we're over the hump.
I think so.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even.
It'd
I mean,
be a
Harbaugh's
stunner
great.
if they blasted him out.
Yeah.
That would be a stunner. Not, and it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
because
He's not
Harbaugh's
going
not is some sort of Hall of Fame coach.
Well, would you do it? Just say the ideas on the table. Would you do it?
I might be. I don't know that I would. I think I would be more loyal.
I would do it.
If you could get Harbaugh?
I would do it.
Yeah.
Is that your question?
If Harbaugh's available,
I would do it.
Harbaugh,
sorry, I'm upgrading. He's an upgrade.
Harbaugh calls the front office and he goes, "Hey, I'm very interested in this job. I want to usurp Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
I want
Which
to
you
take it
wouldn't
from
do.
him.
I would do it. Which you
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
do.
take Jane Daniels. I'm gonna make him Lamar 2.0.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're hiring the better CEO. I would do that.
Yes, correct.
And I like
100%.
I like DQ.
I like DQ too, but
Yeah.
Harbaugh's better.
But
But you know what my
Harbaugh, it's a-
guiding principle in that is?
I'm going to get a
It's a-
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
sorry,
that
I'm gonna
these
get a Harbaugh.
coaches that change oftentimes. Andy Reid is maybe an exception, but he didn't win a Super Bowl in Philly. That when they change, they often don't have the same mojo in that next spot. When they've won a Super
Sometimes
Bowl
they
somewhere
don't.
else.
That
You're
could be
right.
the case.
In fact, he hasn't had the same mojo there. You can make the argument in quite a few
But
years.
I'd be willing.
I'd be willing to roll the dice.
Risk risk it. It's
It is
it's a
hard.
worthy risk.
I'm of the opinion that the stars have to align. So
Yeah.
and like they did a couple years ago for us, but we couldn't get it to the finish line.
Well, you have to ask yourself, do you think that stars would align with DQ?
I actually
And-
don't think they will, but I think you have to ride it out. You have to ride the dead
For
horse.
at least one more
See,
year.
I don't
yeah.
think you,
It's a
I
dead
don't
horse.
think you
I
have
just
to
think-
ride it out. If you have a great candidate that's available that you didn't expect to be on the market,
I just don't
you
think
should be-
John Harbaugh is going to make the receivers better. He's not going to make the linebackers better. He's not going to make the corners better. He's not going to make the D line better. He's not going to make the pass rush better.
Well,
he's
he's
not
going
going to make any of that
he's
better.
going to get different players.
Yeah, but
That's what he's going to do.
he gets the most out of his teams. It seems like, and he has a greater winning percentage and track record with not just Lamar Jackson,
I
but
think he's
also with
superior,
Flacco.
but I'd bet
I'll
against
say
him
this.
win a Super Bowl somewhere else. Nobody want to take that.
I think by and large, you're right. Guys don't win a Super Bowl at their second stop, but a lot of times the really good coaches, and you can find really good coaches who have failed, they win in their second spots. Like I just went to one because I want to hear the clip. Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl in Green Bay.
Yeah.
His winning percentage,
percentage is
in
sick.
Green Bay was 61.8%. He goes to Dallas.
He was great. In
Playoffs
Dallas.
3 times. Winning percentage was 58.3. So not quite as successful as he was in Green Bay, but pretty good run.
Yeah.
Really good run.
What am I supposed to say?
You're supposed to
I
say,
mean, you're going to hire that guy.
I should be a head coach.
If I'm the Giants, I'm sorry, I can't hire. You might throw him a bone as an interview. I can't hire him. Sorry, I just can't.
All right, let's
that
take
guy
one
won.
call.
He
Let's
won
take one
12
call.
games back to back to back with Dallas.
I don't care. Can't hire him.
Let's take
3
one
straight
call.
years, 12 wins.
Unhireable.
That ain't bad.
If this is interesting, we can continue if more people want to chime in. Let's go to John in Haymarket. John, what's up?
Hey, fellas, I think he's waiting to take interviews for next week because he wants the Bills, the Eagles, the Steelers, one of those teams. Those coaches have been on the hot seat, on and off this past year, and I think when one of
Pressure
those
him to
teams-
move on. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Get more
So I think
openings.
next
Get
week
more
he-
options. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, maybe there's might be 10 openings next week if the Steelers, Bills, and Eagles all lose.
Yeah, imagine if the Eagles. That would be,
I have a
that'd be a
hard
nice
time
spot to
believing
move in.
that all
Yeah.
3 of those would release their coaches if they lost in
I'd
the
be-
first
I'd
round.
be-
But
I'd bet
maybe
against
one
it, but
would.
you might
I don't
be
know.
right. Who knows?
So
All 3 of those
The
teams could
sports
easily
world is
win.
unpredictable, my friend.
The Cincinnati guy survived so far.
Zach Taylor so
Yeah.
far, yeah.
Joe Burrow
Cincinnati's
lost to
pretty
Zach
loyal.
Taylor.
I think they would have already made
They're
that
also
move.
cheap.
Cheap
They
and
have cheap
loyal. I mean,
owners.
remember how long Marvin Lewis was there?
He's there
Oh,
for a
yeah.
long time.
Whatever happened to him?
Hugh Jackson was there for a while, too.
Oh, God, he was brutal.
He had an offer, I
Marvin
think.
was here for what, 1 year?
I know. But then he coached a little bit, but then I feel like
He's in the media.
he's just done, right?
I have no idea what he's doing. Couldn't tell you.
I always thought he was really good. I mean, he went basically like 500 with the Bengals every
I
year,
know.
and he didn't have freaking
That's
Joe Burrow.
Pretty remarkable. All right, when we come back, we'll be joined by Joe House, podcaster for The Ringer, DC sports fan. We'll talk to him about the latest with the
House.
Commanders, Trey Young showing up in DC, and more with Joe House next.
Ben Johnson.
Coming up at 9:45, we will talk about the world's worst tennis player who played in a professional tournament in
I couldn't
Africa a few
believe
days
this.
ago.
I couldn't believe this
So we're
clip
going
I
to
saw.
talk about that at
Is his last name
9:45.
Cahill?
No, it's a woman. It's a female
I was
player.
thinking the same thing.
Okay, we're going to talk
I was
about
thinking the
that
same thing.
at 9:45. So you definitely don't want to miss that. It is a wacky clip, too. Hopefully we can show that on Monumental. Let's go to the Rude Guest Hotline. Rude, the most reliable heating and air conditioning products in the DMV. We welcome in Joe House, podcaster for The Ringer, DC sports fan. What's up, House? Thanks for joining us on short notice, man. We appreciate it.
Boys, let's get this off the top here. 30 years of the Junkies.
Yeah.
We've been doing this 30 years, fellas.
30, man.
buddy.
Can you believe it?
Hey, you've been at it for a while,
Incredible.
too.
Yeah, I mean, we're all for that same era. House from DC, fan from day one. But, man, great job by you guys and really all of us.
Exactly.
All of us, exactly.
All right, where do you stand? Do you have Wizards / Bullets fever this morning after the deal?
I love it. Yeah, I mean, yes, there's a couple ways that we got to look at this. And number one, Wizards ball knower, your producer, Ben, he'll know where I'm coming from on this.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
Ball knower, Ben.
Ben, put your headphones on, buddy. He's talking to you. pal.
You're getting jocked by radio legend.
No, listen, House, I'm telling you, I put Ben's knowledge of the Wizards up against anybody outside of, like, Will Dawkins.
Now, he doesn't have a funny bone in his entire
Yeah, he's not
body,
funny.
but he knows the Wizards.
Yeah, but he knows the
This is
Wizards.
good. So we'll be able to have a nice, intelligent conversation here.
Yes.
From a team development perspective, Ben knows this.
Yeah.
The number one, unequivocal, unimpeachable, most important goal for this season is to suck. And this trade, unequivocally, unimpeachable, enhances that goal.
Oh, he's against you guys.
So you're in the, he's like a Kyle Kuzma to you.
No, here's the thing. You know how he's got this quad injury? He's only played 10 or 12 games this season?
10, yeah.
It's going to be a lingering injury.
I could see that.
So you don't think at some point...
I don't think he's going to come up to Washington, D.C. and get platelet-rich plasma injections.
So it's going to be like, he
So hold on.
still needs more time to nurse this injury back to health.
All right, so you just think this is an asset, and a year from now they'll get rid of him. You don't think they're actually going to kick the tires on him, let's say, after the All-Star break?
No. I think they will kick the tires on him, but remember, the goal for this season is to finish with one of the 4 worst records in the NBA, because that is the only way to guarantee yourself a top 8 pick. Because if their pick slides to 9, it conveys to the New York Knicks.
Yep.
And so the thing
They'll
to
do
is to
that. They'll make
protect
sure
that
they're
asset.
locked in. They'll do that. They'll sit guys.
What do you think about Trae Young as a
Trae
player?
would be one of those guys.
House, what do you think about Trae Young as a player?
He's got some work to do. He's got to, rehabilitate himself a little bit. And this is a good situation for him to do it. There were rumors of him not getting along with that young core down in Atlanta. And, the weaknesses in his game are obvious. He can't play defense. It's not because he doesn't desire to play defense. He's just a tiny person, and he can't play NBA level defense. And he's also very turnover prone. And in previous iterations of Atlanta, very usage heavy, right? He needed to touch the ball a whole lot. With this coming up version of the Wizards, let's see how the draft plays out. He'll need to be a facilitator. And he did lead the league in assists. Still, he's an inefficient shooter. His 3-point percentage isn't great, but he's a scorer. He's a deep scorer. He's dynamic. And the thing that will be interesting, if you want to do glass half full player-wise, he definitely should create opportunities for the guys that we think of as 3-and-D guys, maybe, like Bilal Coulibaly, our guy Trey Joe. I'm going to call him Trey Joe. We got to figure out two trades here.
Trey Yo and
Johnson.
Trey Joe.
There we go. Pretty good.
I like
it. We could do that. The guys that are going to be catch and shoot guys on the perimeter, can he facilitate Keyshawn George? But really the pick and roll with Alex Sarr. Let's see Alex Sarr catching lobs the way that Clint Capella was catching lobs down in Atlanta the way that John Collins was catching lobs down in Atlanta.
I'm curious, what do you think overall about the young guys? You mentioned Trey Johnson, but Bub, Sarr, Keyshawn. To me, those are the core four. But if you want to expand beyond to Bilal too, what do you think about the young guys? How they've been playing of late?
Well, I think the version that we've seen over this last 8 to 10 games, there's glimmers of hope. You see it starting to make sense for them. They're inefficient on both ends of the floor right now. Their ratings, offense and defense, remain bottom 5. But at least on the offensive end, C.J. McCollum, consummate professional, and that man did this franchise a solid on his way out, announcing to the world how professional the Washington organization is and telling everybody, they're headed in the right direction. Love C.J. McCollum. Love to take him out
Classy
for
guy.
A beverage of his choice. Yeah. Whenever he comes
He's a
back to
wine
Washington.
guy. He's a wine guy. Of course he's going to.
Well, there we go.
There
That's
it is.
A nice bottle, right? But, what he was doing, he's a very shrewd player, CJ, and it was starting to make sense offensively. 5-3 over the last 8 games. I mean, in no small part, I think that was part of the motivation. Like, hold on a second now. We can't get off here on a winning streak. Let's think about maybe a change in direction where we take our best player, and maybe he's in a rehabilitation mode a little bit over the rest of the season.
Interesting take. So it's almost like bring him on board to enhance the tank.
Yes. The thing that's most important is the tank. We have to have a top 8 pick and let the lottery balls, land where they need to land one time. Can we get a top 3? Because this upcoming 2026 draft with the guys at the top are legit franchise alterers. All 3 of them: AJ DeBenza, Darren Peterson in Kansas, and your boy Cam Boozer. Come on,
So that
we
means,
are going to get.
You know what that means?
One of those boys in here, and then let's really take off next season, and we'll see whether Trae Young has it in him or not to manage a team. I will say this: I do think that they will extend Trae Young this summer, so everybody should start getting their head around it. Don't start complaining. The Wizards, what are the Wizards doing with their money? They're going to extend him. That's part of the overall promise and package here, right? Hey, Trae, take your time coming back from the quad injury. I hope he plays Friday. I'm going to the game Friday. I hope he plays.
All right, so hold on.
That's surprising you bring that up.
All right, so you think they're going to extend him, and I don't have a problem with it. But then what is the plan then if they don't love him?
The hope would be that he does indeed show himself to be a facilitator in this next chapter of his game, and he becomes an asset that we can turn into another young player, that's in on the same timeline as our young group or additional picks.
So hold on,
down the
are
way.
you saying they're going to
that's the
extend
hope
him, or he's going to opt in to his player
100%.
option? You mean that you're referring to him opting into his last year of his contract?
He's going to opt in, and I think they're going to give him an extension beyond that.
Like what sort
why
of
would they need
what sort
to?
of money would you be looking at there? How many years?
It's going to be in the north of 50. That's the going rate right now. But
I don't think they're going to do that until he proves it.
I don't think so. I think this is one of those deals where they might have the outline of extension right now, but they're kind of sitting on it like a handshake sort of understanding. Like this is because part of the discussion for sure in making Washington the number 1 most desired trade destination for Trae. I would really like to go to Washington. Right. Remember, his representatives have been talking to Washington about, okay, well, if we're going to do this, it ain't just going to be for the option year. We want to know what an extension might look like. So I think they've had some of those conversations, to be honest with you.
Okay, then that means, it all makes sense, except that means, though, that he's going to be here more than 1 year. Like I envisioned, if it doesn't work, they're going to dump him a year from today-ish, So that means he's going to be here more than 1 year.
Yeah, you think he's going to be another 4 years.
Or maybe 2 or
No,
3.
No. I think he'll be here definitely into the summer of 2027. We'll have a full season in our back pocket.
Yeah.
He will have an extension in his back pocket, and we can reassess from there what the direction of the team is. There won't be any restrictions on trading him at that point. The best case scenario would be that he is a great player for the team in the 2026-2027 season, and that the league takes notice of how dynamic he is, and that what a facilitator, he cuts down on turnovers, They figure out his own defense to protect him, and then he's an asset. He's an asset, and there's nothing that impedes their ability to move him down the line. But remember, the Wizards have one of the most enviable cap situations of any team in the league.
For sure.
Their second most highly paid player will be whoever they draft in the 2026 draft if we're lucky enough to get a top 3 player.
Yeah, they never are.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna get the 4th or 5th pick.
No,
in a 3-player draft.
I mean,
We are when it's Kwame.
but they got Sarr.
Well, that was 20-some years ago, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
John Wall.
Right.
They got Sarr, not Ricochet.
It feels like
Right.
it's been forever.
They got hooked there.
Yeah.
Seems like a
Seems
good
like it.
pick.
All right, where do you stand on the whole Commanders deal?
Yeah, where do you stand on
The
Kingsbury?
OCs, and would you just dump DQ now and make the phone call for Harbaugh?
So I heard an interesting thing about DQ that made me, a little sympathetic. I heard that Quinn was a little bit surprised by the Kingsbury news, and that Quinn had an emotional reaction. He was not on board with KK. That's what with
I find that
KK
hard to
going. That was
believe. I know. I
part
find
of
that
the
hard.
thing.
Yeah.
Like he had an emotional response, I heard. But look, Harbaugh is out there. You got to make a phone call. There are no two ways about it.
1,000%.
I mean that's just proper running a professional football team.
Yeah.
If a coach of that stature is available and a demonstrated track record of success with a young mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson, do you think that he could come in here and have a perspective on how to help our guy JD number 5 protect himself, to come up with schemes and stuff, and it's just the overall improvement. I'll use a small I because I think that the team's been pretty well run, but there's an institutional kind of improvement that comes when you bring in a guy like Harbaugh.
Just instant credibility too.
Instant.
And true. Do you believe that year 3 for DQ will be his last here?
It's impossible to say because
I know you don't know who what the roster's going to look like, but if he doesn't make the
on
playoffs,
defense that I don't know the name of right now because they're not on the team.
But if he does not make the playoffs, do you believe he's gone?
He's cooked. He's cooked.
Yeah, so
no
cooked.
chance.
Yeah, you got to remember, it's not a bad defense. It's the worst
It was
defense in the world in professional football.
It was bad. It was very bad.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not going to be the worst next year.
The problem is, you can't waste years of Jaden's rookie contract. So we have one lost year under his rookie contract. So this is the window right now where we have money. The Commanders have money to go into the free agent market and try and build the team a little bit because we don't have great draft capital, but what we have is money. So and we have the money because Jaden's on a rookie contract. Well, that's not going to be the case, 2 years from now. So we got to get good quick. And if it doesn't happen next year, DQ will be hopefully not working at DQ because he's a good coach, but he will not be here.
Yeah, I think he's cooked. I think his goose is cooked.
We'll see. We will see.
It's looking that way.
All right, Mr. House.
House, thanks for the time, man.
Appreciate
We
it.
always appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, boys. Enjoyed it.
Thank you, buddy.
That's Joe House,
All right.
podcaster for The Ringer and DC Sports Fan. Like I talked about earlier, when we come back, we're going to talk about the world's worst female tennis player who entered a professional tournament in Africa, and hopefully we're going to watch clips of it on Monumental when we come back. We're the Junks. We'll be right back. Open Line Thursday brought to you by Window Nation. Searching for new windows and doors. Search windownation.com. Their windows, they're measured to fit the first time and installed by experts to last. Window Nation for your home because it's where you live. 800-636-1067. If you want to sneak in any calls about Trae Young coming to D.C., the upheaval with the Commanders, would you throw Dan Quinn overboard to hire John Harbaugh? Any of that you want to weigh in on, you're welcome to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we talked about or teased the world's worst female tennis player that I've ever seen on video.
Yeah.
And her name is Hajar Abdelkader. Now, somehow she wild-carded or entered into this lower-level tournament, professional tournament in Nairobi a couple of days ago, where she faced the 1,026th ranked player in the world, whose name is
Shadell or
Lorena Shadell from Germany.
All right.
Now, if you watch the video, I mean, this woman, it looks like she literally has never held a tennis racket before. She doesn't know where to stand on the court
to
happen? Serve the ball.
How did that? Can you just pay an entry fee to get in?
I don't know.
That's the big mystery. It's like, how did she find her way into this even lower level professional tennis tournament?
What do you think this German girl is thinking, that she's playing the worst player on the planet? How did my life come to this?
Well, here's what I'd be thinking if I was her. How did I somehow lose 3 points to the world's worst female tennis player? She double faulted twice.
Yep.
And apparently this other woman luck boxed her way into a third point.
Obviously, it's a
She probably
goof.
hit it in that or something.
Who put her up to the goof?
I have no idea, but she lost 6-zippy.
Well, she couldn't win a point.
She didn't even know what side of the court to stand on when the other girl was serving.
She had 20 double faults, 20 in 2 sets, an 8% first serve rate, was serving from the wrong side of the court.
She didn't know what she was doing.
It's a complete, you know what? This is a complete disrespect to the sport of tennis is what that is.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
I mean, that woman, Scheidel, must have thought, like, what has my life come to that I'm facing this woman in a professional tournament?
And this was a pro tournament. I know it's a very low pro tournament.
Right.
Because, I mean, but there is an umpire.
Right.
It's
an umpire
worse
sitting in the
than-
chair.
When we were like probably in the 80s, Golf Digest did a thing where they had who's the world's worst like regular golfer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they had a bunch of guys in it. I think this guy's name was like Angelo or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he shot like 156. But he was like, he plays golf regularly.
Right.
It just happens to be horrible. This woman looks like she's never picked up a racket before.
Well, why would this? Someone paid her to do this.
Had to be.
Yeah.
Like when I go out
There's
and
no
play,
way he would do
if
this.
I go out and play tennis with Mikey Botts, he routinely smokes me. Like 6-love, 6-1, 6-love, 6-love. But at least it's like
you're hitting it back.
I can
You
get
win
the
a few
ball back.
points.
Like I'll win a few points.
Yeah.
You're like but,
somewhat competitive.
But it makes when I'm playing against Bikey, it makes it look like Borg Connors from back in the day. It's an old reference.
Right.
Okay. But it makes it look like that's the gap level. Like
Joker Nadal.
I couldn't believe she actually.
Sampras Agassi.
I couldn't believe this girl actually got a serve in. She got at least one serve in from what I'm watching.
It's shocking.
She's lined up with the feet wrong. And like,
She doesn't know what
she's
she's
never
doing.
been on a court before in her life.
It's almost like she lost a bet.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what
And
I
this
mean?
is her payoff.
You know how like if you lose, if you're coming last in fantasy,
you
you
know
got to
what?
like go do
I'm
something,
glad you
something
brought
wacky.
that up because I've never been in a league where you get punished for coming in last. My son has been in leagues where he's done that. But I saw one on Yahoo this morning where the loser had to, as his punishment, over his next however many meals that he ate, he had to consume 71 hot dogs as part of all of his meals going forward.
Right.
Until he ate 71 hot dogs, he couldn't eat anything but hot dogs.
Jeez.
I'm guessing he's still paying it off. That would be a disaster.
Oh my God!
You
I'd
imagine
be on
eating
the toilet
hot
for
dogs
days.
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner
No,
until
I'd be
you
on
had
the toilet for
71
days.
of them.
I'd be done.
Yeah, that'd be terrible. You know what's not
You
terrible?
wouldn't be able to sleep.
You know what's not terrible? Our friends at Texas Trace Salsa Shovels who came in and brought just boxes of their delicious
Chips.
tortilla chips
Yep.
and queso. By the way, this is served at Capital One Arena.
Yep.
So if you go to Cap One and you're watching Trae Young either launch threes or sit on the bench, you can be shoveling
Texas Trays.
salsa shovels right into your mouth while you're watching the action.
Yeah.
EB, you're anti-tanking.
Pummel. I'm going to pummel those.
Would you be okay with the Wizards finishing with the 10th worst record and surrendering their first round pick?
No, at this point, you got to finish off the bit. At this point, you finish it off.
Yeah, they're pot committed.
Yeah, I'm not worried. They'll just bench guys. They won't play them in the fourth quarter. They know how to lose.
So you're okay with tanking?
At this point, they're
like, what if Trey
we're 6 years into
What
it?
if Trey was unbelievable? He plays on Friday, he scores 40 points, and averages 35 the rest of the way.
That's fine. I'd like to see that, actually.
Right.
I want to see him play great, and then they can adjust their lineups accordingly. I want to see Trey Young come
Or
in
they
here
may
and-
just sit him for the next few weeks.
I think that's what they'll do.
Unfunny Ben, give me the lineup that's a guaranteed loser. Like they send these 5 guys out, you know that they're like, okay.
They put it out for plenty of minutes last night.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Who are they playing next?
They're playing
They're
the
playing
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Who did they play?
Pelicans.
Last night against the
Sixers.
76ers, one of the lineups they had out there for a pretty good amount of time in the first quarter. Bub Carrington, A.J. Johnson, Anthony Gill, Marvin Bagley, and then who was the 3 they had out
Bagley's
there?
actually been playing well.
Bagley has. I'll give him some credit. I'm drawing a blank real quick in my head who the other guy was. Let me pull. Malachi Branham.
No, maybe
Malachi Branham.
I think if you see A.J. Johnson and Branham, then you just know.
And the other guys were healthy?
Hey,
The other guys
A.J.
were
Johnson was a +8.
Anthony Gill played 20 minutes last night.
See, they know how to do it.
Yeah,
They know how to do
Yes.
it.
They
So
know.
I'm not
Finesse
worried
it.
about
Yeah,
that.
they know how to
They'll
finesse
finesse
it.
it. They'll finesse it.
Don't worry.
I want to
If it-
see him ball out and then have to finesse it.
If
to
it becomes
stay-
perilous-
Yeah, when he starts balling, put the lid on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Now,
pull them right out of the game.
Hey, look,
Now, I'm
they're-
okay
they're-
next year, though.
Let me tell you something. They're starters. Okay, Alex Sarr was a -24. Bub was a -28. Bilal was a -22.
Yeah.
I'll
Their
tell you
starters weren't great.
If they lose out on the top 8 pick and surrender the pick to the Knicks, my Bullets fever will go down to like an 84.
Right.
I'll be in a freezer. I'll be a corpse.
Will Dawkins is not stupid.
No,
They're not
of course
stupid.
he's not stupid.
They know
He's
what they're
not
doing.
dumb. He
No.
knows what he's doing.
Do you buy what
I-
House is saying, though, that they already have an agreement in place?
I don't believe that yet. No.
I don't know if I'd
He
quite
said maybe
buy
a
that.
framework.
Or there could have been discussions. Like, you could have discussions
That's what
about
I think. Like a discussion.
John
If he
Harbaugh.
balls out, then we'll give it to you. He's saying,
think
like,
that-
no, they're going to give it to him either way.
Yeah,
That's what
I'd be
House is
surprised
saying.
by that.
You might be right.
I mean, why would you give a big deal to a guy who's the worst defensive player in the league?
Thought you said he was 3rd worst.
Well, I'm calling him
Don't
the
call
worst.
him the worst.
And the team's defense is, where do they rank in defense? Last or next to last?
Over the last 7 games before yesterday, they were 7th best in the NBA.
What?
All right,
For a 7-game
extension
stretch.
could
but
only
for
be-
the year, they're giving up a
For the year, they're still
125.
second
But
worst.
Jason, an extension might only be like a 1-year extension or something. Who knows?
Oh, I don't know if Trey Young's taking a 1-year extension.
Well,
But
another $50 million.
We'll see.
You gonna turn down another $55 million?
He wants that
I don't know.
long term.
You'd have to ask his agent.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you know his
'Cause right
career-
now, there's not that much interest in him.
You want to guess his career earnings?
Trey Young.
Oh, it's probably dumb.
I have no idea.
How many years has he been in the league?
7 or 8.
I think this is 8,
Like
right?
8 years. He's grossed
$200 million.
$167 million.
He's made $192 million.
Wow, $200 million.
And then next
27.
year's another 50.
Man,
Wow.
Wish I could shoot.
he's got a silly, probably has a silly 401k too.
Yeah, I'm sure he cares about that.
All right.
Probably doesn't care about it.
Yeah.
Probably couldn't care less. I hope he's contributing to Max.
Again,
as much money as you can.
Hey, that's not, that might be the funniest thing you ever said, Cakes.
Hey,
You want?
even
he has
even
something in retirement.
even
Oh
the
yeah,
mon- even,
I'm sure he has some in retirement.
You think NFLers and NBAers don't have 401ks? Of course they do. Now, some like
They're not too
Gil
concerned.
cares more about his 401k
Then
than
Trey?
Yeah, than Trey does. They have 401ks. You guys are looking at me like I'm an alien.
I'm not
Something
saying they
might.
don't, but I'm just.
I'm almost for brokies. You know, it's a different world, dude. It's
Yeah.
a different
Need it.
world.
Yeah, they're
You
not.
get $200
Yeah, they're
million,
not
you have
sweating.
other ways to hide your money.
Why would
Sure,
you go
have
to
put it in a
401k when you just invest it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Buy a bunch of NVIDIA
Tax
stock.
breaks. They get silly tax breaks.
Yeah.
401ks
You got to
are
get
for
out your
brokies.
box.
And I'm working 9 to 5.
Silly
Trae Young.
investment.
Trae Young's like, man, I can't touch this till I'm 60.
I'm sure he's going to do that.
By the way, $32,000 before taxes.
I'm gonna put some money. I better put some money into a 529 plan when I get to college.
Hey, don't hate on me for being
Hey,
fiscally
Adam
responsible.
Silver, what's the company match?
All right, we got to get out of here because I'm getting joned on relentlessly. We'll see you again tomorrow. B. Mitch and Finley, they're up next.